to Tales from the Tap. My name is Frankie, and this is my co-host,
Stan the Man.
And we are excited to talk to you about Avatar: The Last Airbender pre-release. But before we do, one, we've got to yap about some Avatar because unlike, or I guess like what I did for Doctor Who, I've been doing for Avatar. Like, I watched just bits and pieces as a kid, but like have been, I think I'm 4 episodes off from finishing now.
Nice.
And truthfully,
that's crazy.
I just told Sabrina, I was like, I'm hooked. Yeah. I'm so into it right now. Like,
if you really like it and you like reading, the manga is pretty dope. I know we haven't quite yet popped Frank's anime cherry, but we're gonna count Avatar since it's technically made by Korean people, manhwa, if you will, for you cultured people. But yeah, man, it's honestly it's a great show. I remember when it first came out as a kid, we were all so giga hyped, and shoot, how old was I when it came out? I want to say like
it came out in 2005.
Okay, so I was 10 or 11. Yeah, dude, what a great show. And I remember specifically because we both go to church. My mom was the kids, like the youth teacher at the time. And that would be like how she would make some extra money because the church compensates the teachers.
Oh, okay.
Because
that's nice.
they're dedicating a lot of their time to do, and effectively they're babysitting.
Yeah, it just doesn't always happen that way.
Right. I think they were doing it mostly because when we were growing up, it was struggle, you know what I mean?
Oh, sure.
So it probably was mostly to like help out.
Yeah.
But I mean, she was good at teaching and whatnot, and she did her thing. But because she was the youth teacher, I would have to go to church. I never got to like miss, you know what I mean? Like, and we have extra church. You're not Catholic, but you kind of go to church like Catholic people do.
Yep.
Like that. I have a. While you're up, do you mind? Yeah, grabbing the paper towels. I need to blow my nose too.
Oh, perfect.
You can just keep them all here with us.
Oh, okay.
But here, I got. Oh no, the script. We're going off script, guys.
Well, this was actually my little. When I said to you before the show, oh, I got something for you.
Oh, this is for me?
Yeah. It's not Jade Dragon.
Oh.
It's not the
Jade Dragon.
The Jade Dragon.
For my K-pop fans.
But...
let me get a coaster here. What is this?
So this is one of my favorite teas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To
it's
us.
probably hot as hell, so please, I don't know.
Hot as hell. To us, what's it called? Scuffed Podcast. Again. Wait, this smells like apple cider.
It's really hot.
Ooh. I don't know what it tastes like because I burnt myself. It smells like apple cider though. It smells really good. Is there cinnamon?
Yeah. So
okay.
It's the name of the tea is called Nutty Almond Cream. Nutty. Yeah, I love nut. I was like, everyone is gonna freak out over that name. And they're gonna be like,
Nutty and almond? Isn't that
and cream?
Oh. I just wanted to say like nut. Didn't you like? Isn't that like an oxymoron?
Yeah.
Or not an oxymoron. Like you said it twice.
So it's a. I mean, they say it's a relaxation tea, but I love it because to me it tastes like this time of year where it's snowing. Like,
sure.
It's like Christmassy.
Yes. That's how
I feel like I'm drinking a cookie.
You ever have
eating a glass of tea?
I don't know what it's called for you guys, but the label is like an old lady with like a cup of coffee. Oh. And like the chocolates are like these fucking dense bars of like, I don't know who the fuck makes those bars of chocolate, but they're like fucking forged in like the mountains of fucking, you need like
Sweden or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like Mexican lady on like the fucking like, and then it's like, we would call it chocolate abuelita because it's like a grandma on it.
Yeah.
And like the bars would take so long. You couldn't even cut them. Like trying to cut them down, you're like, where's my hacksaw? That was for me because like I'd boil milk and like put it in there and like try to chop it up and then like put cinnamon and like make like hot chocolate, but I make like a whole ass pot of it. Oh, it's the best.
That sounds amazing.
Yes, it was so good. And you could make so much for like a cheap like half a gallon of milk or like a whole gallon if it was like more people and just like go crazy. And you just had like chocolate the whole like 2 days. It was great. Yes, I know what you mean. I'm not an eggnogger, so holiday drinks for sure. Winter gets a lot of that from Starbucks. But yeah, like you were saying, Avatar's a great show. Growing up, I would always miss it because it was like Friday nights, new episode.
Yeah.
And our family, it's like Sabrina. We go to church a lot. Saturday, the whole fucking day. And then Wednesdays and Fridays, additionally, I think honestly sometimes they like do every night services now. But we used to have like Wednesdays and Fridays would be an extra bonus service. Mostly for those that couldn't make it on Saturdays because they would feel bad like with the whole like taking the Sabbath off. But you got to work and feed your family sometimes. And the kids would have like a Friday night class, and so like parents were encouraged like bring their kids in for Friday night and like have their like kid time, and then like the adults were like in the actual service. And so my mom had to be there, so I had to be there. And so I would always not that I minded that much. I do love seeing my friends at church, but you know, when you're a kid and you're like 6 or I guess like 9 or 10, church is like more school. It's like, oh no, not this shit again.
Yeah.
I'm trying to watch Avatar. And yeah, Avatar would always be like coming on, and my mom is like getting ready, get late for everything. And I'm just like, oh, come on, man. If she's like 5 more minutes late, I can watch a little bit more of this episode, you know? And then it would be like, oh, when it was brand new, it was so hot. They'd be like, oh, like, in case you missed it, we're doing a 10 episode marathon, 5 until 9, and then like the new episode's gonna play at the end of the marathon. Like, oh man, I thought I can get to catch up. Hopefully we don't have to go to church today. Wrong. Always missed it, man. Oh my god, Avatar was like a show I had to like fight for my rights to see.
Yeah, well, that felt like similar to me, and I've actually like had this conversation with multiple people today, or with me watching Avatar. Is I was like, oh, it's just so crazy in this day and age that I can just like watch it.
Yes, because exactly.
When
some people might not even know what I'm talking about. Right. What do you mean you waited to watch the show? Just put on fucking Netflix. Don't you have Paramount Plus?
Right, because
I've got Peacock.
I was talking to someone about like what episodes were the episodes that you like always got trapped in. Like it would come on and you'd be like, all right, man, am I finally gonna get to see something more?
Yes.
It was always the episode in the swamp where like that dude is waterbending the vines around him.
Yeah.
I saw that episode a million times. I saw the one with the panda and Aang going into the spirit world.
For me, it was the owl in the library.
Oh yeah,
I actually
that's a good episode.
The thing is,
too.
I hated that episode as a kid.
Oh, probably
because I was
saw
stuck
it
on
a million times.
Like, I don't fucking care. We get it. There's no suspense the second time. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just like, I fucking hate this shit. Although it was kind of cool to watch Toph like earthbend the sand.
Oh,
that was so cool. She's like trying to lock up the castle. I think people.
I don't think there's enough credit. I wish that there was more episodes that got done on the like fringes of bending.
Sure.
Like the sand bending, the metal bending.
For what it's worth on that stuff,
the blood bending.
The bad show, Legend of Korra, has a decent amount of that. But yeah, the whole metal bending thing was kind of badass. Blood bending, crazy.
The blood bending is crazy.
Yes, insane. Pretty overpowered. But yeah, there's like a channel Gabe was showing me earlier today called Overanalyzing Avatar.
Yep. And
it's like, he was talking about how like Katara gets to a place and like instantly just opens the door to go to a shop. And then the guy's like, how does she know how to open a door? She's lived in the Southern Water Tribe her whole life. They live in igloos. They don't have doors. Igloos and tents. And then when she goes to the Earth Kingdom, all the doors are open through earthbending. So she's never seen a door in her entire life. And she just knew how to open it. And I was laughing. I was telling Gabe, I was like, that's some good
that's a good take.
User interface. I think doors have like peak the consumer was thought about when the design of the product was made, because I feel like even a toddler could be like, aha, thing when I latch.
Well, it looks like a wall,
right,
but with something that I can open it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's a frame on this.
Yeah, it's just like there's a wall. Why is there a knob on this wall?
Yeah, exactly. Which I thought it's just funny. Like the channel is really funny, and like speaking of overanalyzing Avatar, like I definitely agree, because like certain characters like Aang and Toph, I feel like people don't really understand them sometimes when they're like how are these kids blah 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 this and that. I'm like, Aang literally had to go through like specific homeschool training to become like a top level monk, because they knew they had a limited amount of time to train him because of the Fire Nation, and they also knew that he was the Avatar. So he was like taking out of like the schoolyard all the time, like, hey, you guys are having fun? Not Aang. Aang has to study. And so he became like, it's like chess grandmasters. Like these kids become grandmasters at like fucking 12 now. How do you think they do it? They just have to fucking work for 10 hours a day.
You saying that makes me think of I think his name is Master Roku.
Yes.
Aang's airbending teacher.
Oh no, Roku is the Avatar.
Oh no,
Roku.
you're right. Avatar
You're thinking
Roku.
of Master. I forgot his name. Sorry guys, I forgot his name. I haven't seen the show in a minute, but his teacher was the one that he felt.
Roshi?
Maybe that's Dragon Ball. Could be Roshi.
No. Okay, if my phone decides to stop breaking for a moment, hit the go search, brother.
Well, what were we gonna say about him? I guess.
Well, so it was that episode where like someone comes by and goes, "You need to stop playing that game because he needs to train."
And he's like, "Let him do his thing."
And he's like, "I think I'm training him, and you're not." Yeah. And I was like,
"Damn, yes, he was goated because he let Aang hang out with his homies as long as he could, because it was important for him to have a childhood."
Yeah.
I mean, you don't really know what you're missing or what you're protecting.
Oh my gosh, I was way off. Monkiatsu.
Yes.
Kiatsu.
Yes.
That was him. Yeah.
Yeah, when you said Roshi, I was like, that's Goku. But anyways, yeah, the show is so goated. Definitely glad you get to finally experience it. Gabe was actually here helping me today at the shop, and he went, "I'm trying to do what Frank's doing so we can play Two-Headed Giant together or something." But he was saying like, Gabe was like, I'm challenging myself because he has a lot of headphone time at work.
Okay.
He's like, I'm gonna watch the whole show and every episode of Overanalyzing Avatar after each episode. I'm like, good fucking luck, man.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so for reference, I started last Friday.
Yes.
Like, I'm sorry, not last Friday, but the Friday before.
Two
it's
weeks
been,
ago.
Yeah, it's been a little over.
Yes.
This Friday will be 2 weeks.
Right.
Like, pre-release will be 2 weeks. And I'm on Boiling Rock.
Yeah, and it's pretty short for what it's worth. Like, just enough for syndication, I think, with cartoons. Over 60 episodes. But 3 seasons.
Yeah, the only thing that's tough is that at least on Netflix now, all of the episodes that like are two-parters, they have combined into one. So I'm like, all right, I'm plowing through, and then 40-minute episode.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, and which is great because I want more content.
Honestly,
but I'm also like,
so
I'm trying to
nice.
finish before the thing.
2-part episodes, those were the ball busters as a kid. And don't even get me fucking started on filler. Like, Avatar doesn't have filler. Well, it kind of does, but not really.
A little bit, but not really.
Not really.
Because it's just like, they're jamming so much into
The problem is, like, even their filler is canon.
Yeah.
Where, like, I'm talking about, like, Naruto growing up, or, like, anybody that watches One Piece, like, any anime fans. Especially because, like, we were having to watch that shit, like, on illegal mode. Like, Crunchyroll, which is, like, a paid-for subscription now, was, like, a illegal, like, pirating website back in the day. Like, that's how you would steal the content because you couldn't find it anywhere.
I did not know that.
That's how Crunchyroll started.
Crunchyroll is like LimeWire for...
Not like LimeWire, because they were like Daily Motion.
Oh.
Okay. Like post your videos here, and it just happened to be where everybody would like leak the animes. And then they became so popular that they're like, wait, we can make a service out of this. They became the bad guy.
And like corporate.
Well, yeah, especially with the recent Funimation stuff, but we'll talk about that another time. The like the filler specifically would be so ball busting. It was like you wait a week to watch an episode, and you're like, finally, it buffered on my shitty internet. 10 minutes of waiting or whatever, or worse if your internet was ass like mine. No dial-up for me, thankfully. But you're waiting, it loads. Fucking filler. No.
Okay, sorry to make a side tangent, but you saying that just makes me think my coworker who's 24, she's my graphic designer.
Yeah.
She literally said today that her first computer was a MacBook Air, and I wanted to kill myself. I was like, I had a Macintosh. That boy was this big, and I was playing my whatever CD games on there, and and the Oregon Trail.
What's a CD drive?
I was like, MacBook Air was your first computer? I'm officially going to rope.
Yeah. God, let's not get into it. Old computers are ass. Holy moly. Okay, so you've been watching Avatar, preparing yourself. Now you know about the truth. And honestly, they did a great job with the set.
They did a great job with the set. And not only are, like, the cards very flavorful for all the different tribes, but, like, it's also super flavorful to, like, what the card does.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like the cards really represented the moments that, like, they're taking out of the show.
Agreed.
And
there's a lot of love in these cards for sure.
Yeah, and it feels synergistic. It just makes me think, like, wow, If only our universes beyond could all be like this. Because
Well,
Spider-Man was so like cheeks
I
compared
think
to how great this is going to be.
if we're talking about sets, I think they only did a bad job with Spider-Man, and well, I guess Assassin's Creed. No, I mean Assassin's Creed was fine. It's just that box style of like greediness just wasn't it.
yeah, I think that that's true. I also
And
think
it very clearly seems to me like that's like a corporate problem, not like a design problem. You know, like how can we squeeze more money out of this? We're gonna try to make this style of box saves us money. We're gonna get 3% richer. It's like, can you guys just fucking just fire the MBAs that are just doing nothing? Their job is to like squeeze an extra percent of growth. Keep all the creative people.
Yeah, I just here's the other thing is that like and this is just like kind of a hot take. I don't actually know if this is true. But when I think about Avatar compared to like Lord of the Rings, I think that a lot of the Lord of the Rings cards were flavorful for the Lord of the Rings universe, but I don't think that the cards are necessarily powerful or that the set was synergistic. Like
Lord of the Rings?
using the One Ring was really like an awesome mechanic, and it was like a very good limited set because of that. But I feel like more Avatar cards will be just inherently themselves more powerful for like Commander than what we saw out of Lord of the Rings. There are some cards from Lord of the Rings that are good, but I think overall we've got more juice out of the cards in Avatar.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think maybe Avatar just kind of lends itself pretty well to like the characters having such personality that it's kind of easy to design a card around them.
Yeah.
Or like with Samwise, it's like how do you make loyalty and virtueness a magic card?
Yes, I think that's
it's a white creature. He's loyal, like
that's probably that's a good take. That's a good take. I think that the universe probably lends itself much better to making cards.
Yeah, which hey man, if it did and they got the job done, I am very grateful. I will not complain. I should pull that up, huh? Because I don't see it listed here. But we have to talk. Some very important stuff happened today.
Oh yeah, it's right there. It's literally the second thing.
Oh yeah. What cards? Oh okay.
Oh, you specifically want to know what?
Oh yeah, we have to talk about that.
Googling this link is the worst, by the way.
It is the worst.
They pull
I
up
just got the wrong link again.
6 other things. You have to go to the wrong link and then click announcements and then it's the first thing.
I literally Google it so that a Reddit post will come up with the link. I Google ban MTG today.
Yep.
Okay, so Riftbound is booming. It's going so good.
It's awesome.
Our release event had 52 players. Our first FNM had 40 players. I have to run pre-release somehow this Friday with Riftbound, and I already know at least 30 people are coming back next week.
At least 30.
Weeklies actually matter for Riftbound for Planeswalker points. Well, not Planeswalker points, but they're doing an ELO system,
right?
And what was the DCI for Magic, which is honestly really cool. I literally had to call my dad today and be like, "Hey man, can I pay you to do me a favor? You borrowed tables from our uncle at church. My uncle's the pastor of our church.
Yeah.
But I was like, you borrowed tables from our uncle. Can you hit him up again and borrow some more tables? Because I really need them this week and I don't have time to get them. Can you get them for me?" And he's like, "I got you." So I will have an extra row of tables already my dad's going to show up I think tomorrow with tables. I'm just going to set them up.
Yeah.
I'm already Alex, thankfully. Our boy Alex Newton, he's going to be here. Actually, Alex Newton, one of the OGs, your former podcast host before I took over. He is saving my fucking ass like he does. And he's like, "I got you. I'll be here for all 4 pre-releases." I'm like, "Thank you so much. I fucking need a judge. And I need you to help me run them because I'm going to get my ass blasted with both events at the same time." And they both start at the same time. And my favorite thing with events is everybody's an asshole. They're walk in at 6:59. "I'm here for the event." Sure, man. Yeah, the whole world revolves around you. We were just waiting for you to walk in, actually. I'm going to start posting the time at 6:45 or something. It's "Oh, you're here? Cool. Go sit down. We're starting at 7. Because I feel bad, too, for the people that are on timers, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so disrespectful to me. The people that just don't value other people's time. I'm just I'm going to start marking you guys late. But at least with pre-release, there's deck building time. With Riot or with Riftbound, I have to be "Hey, round 1 starts. Let's hopefully get you guys out of here before midnight." Especially with all the judge calls, every round has been going to an hour.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way though, the game is great. It's popping off. We have a Riftbound channel in the Discord already. We've been yapping nonstop.
The only thing it's a bummer
we
to
have
me,
some huge locals.
we do, and it's a bummer that like Magic has kind of burnt people so much
Yeah.
because like even today Jared was like, well, I'd really rather play Riftbound than play Avatar. And I
Jared's
was like,
been to all of my Riftbound events.
well, the Riftbound,
Every single one.
Well, Riftbound is amazing. I'm having a great time.
I'm just saying
playing
because like he normally likes Magic and doesn't even play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just find it I find it really refreshing to actually get to see one of our friends and that he's enjoying the game he's playing. Even people I noticed like when they're in the loser bracket having a decent time.
Yeah.
And so far we've only had like a couple annoying people that are new, and you know me, eventually I'll be like, hey, stop being fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Turn it down.
Turn it down.
These are not the vibes.
We're a cool shop here.
Yes.
This is not. You're not playing in a Grand Prix. This is Friday night.
Well, I don't mind the competitiveness. I mean, like the saltiness. You know what I mean? Like, we don't do that. We don't do that.
You're crashing out? Go outside.
No
Take
crash
a walk.
outs. Do not vape in my store. Okay, so before we get into Avatar, since we have to talk about a lot, let's talk the bans.
Bans.
So, pretty much, honestly, exactly what I predicted, which I'm happy about. My one buddy, Dan Bach, made a post on Facebook like 2 days ago. All right, guys, hit the predictions. And I don't know what was going on in the comments, but people were crashing out, like talking about all kinds of bans. Like people were saying like Cauldron, not VV, and then like other random ass cards that I was like, huh, what? Like people saying Kaito, I could kind of understand, you know, but I feel like people like fundamentally don't really understand what's going on in the format. And I don't even get to play that much, but I can see it from an outside perspective and like look at what's going on in the format. And I'm like, if I can understand it, surely more people should understand what's going on here. So I'm kind of shocked with how many people weren't on board. Like Julian and I posted the exact same take. These 3 cards may be a card from the Kaito deck. And we were both on Curiosity, I think. So I just posted that. Those were my four bans. If I could control stuff, I might have unbanned Hopeless Nightmare, maybe. I feel like people are really underestimating how good control is, which is why I didn't want Kaito banned. But
well, and that's actually
speaking to the card bans, I'll let you get your point in. Just so you guys know, we lost Vivi, we lost Screaming Nemesis, we lost Props Eidetic Memory. Go.
Well, so Jared actually jumped on a call as I was typing up this episode, and he's like, "Yeah, well, you know, now that Blue Black's the best deck in the format for Standard."
Everybody keeps saying that,
and
I don't think they understand.
I don't think that they understand either. I do agree with.
It's a great deck.
It's a great deck, and I agree with your take that I think that they need Kaito to keep control at bay.
Exactly, absolutely.
But I think the problem with like what that thinking specifically, Blue Black is going to be good. It is going to be a top tier
or
deck.
Esper, whatever.
It has been, and I think that still playing like Siren Pirate and then into having like Flood Pits or you know Thoughtseize Bat into now I have Kaito and I've got so much tempo on board. Yeah. I think that that's still going to be very strong, especially if you're holding up removal and interaction, and you can play your threats at a
it's going to be a powerful deck for sure.
But we have not been in a place in Standard at least for probably a year, right? I mean, even in the realm of before the bans we just had, before VV was released.
About a year sounds right.
When they did the last bans of the Gruul Mice deck, that deck was too fast for like big control decks to really like be. They were tier 1, but they weren't S tier because that deck was too fast.
Right.
So now that deck has been hit, and now we've got VB hit. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Control wanted to play Quantum Riddler, and I wouldn't be surprised if we have big decks doing big mana things that couldn't before because of how fast the format is, which may prey on Kaito. We have Get Lost. Get Lost is a very good card against Kaito. It still kills him. We have Bitter Triumph. It still kills him. So, like, I don't know. I think that I don't think that you can say, oh, it's for sure just going to be, like, unbeatable, because I think we actually, for the first time in a while, might be at the place where slower decks can now be top tier, which will inherently go bigger than Kaito.
Overlords will make a comeback for sure too. The team or land stack that I was talking about before is probably going to start becoming playable. But people are also forgetting that red isn't like going anywhere. Like red needed to be nerfed because it's so powerful. It's not bad now because Screaming Nemesis is gone.
Yeah, it just like the only thing that's like the only thing that gets hurt and will reshape the deck outside of Screaming Nemesis is that the deck wanted to have cards like Burst Lightning and Witch Talker Frenzy to hit your own Nemesis.
Mm-hmm.
Now they don't.
Well, now they lose that value.
Yeah, they don't.
Makes them fair cards again.
Right. Yeah, they have those cards as a I can kill your blocker to try and get in for more damage, but they no longer have. They no longer have the ability to be like, I can use this as a way to get damage, and my Screaming Nemesis is now like...
Bolt my Screaming Nemesis had to go. Honestly, that was one of the main reasons why I thought it had to be fundamentally Screaming Nemesis. I thought the card... And for what it's worth, I really like the language of the article. They were like, we want to focus more on people's ability to interact and have counterplay, and how that works dynamically in the game. I agree with their sentiment that Screaming Nemesis was a design that wanted to help Red Deck wins. Like, we want Red Deck wins to feel playable. We want it to be strong. And keep in mind, when they designed Screaming Nemesis, they probably didn't realize how broken Bloomburrow, Duskmourn, and Aggro was going to be. You know, I was telling Gabe today when I was telling people to buy Agatha Soul Cauldrons before Vivi came out, I was like, Agatha Soul Cauldrons seems like a fucked up card. I think people should get it. When it was cheap, I told people they should be buying it. And he was like, well, why then? And why are you saying? Because somebody bought a bunch of our Agatha Soul Cauldrons after the ban. And he's like, oh, this guy bought us out. Is he smart or is he dumb? And I was like, dumb. I think the card's going to go down even more. They're like $20 a piece right now. And he bought them all. So I was like, thanks. Appreciate it, guy. Shipped.
Hey, he is helping the community.
Exactly. He's like, why? I'm like, I think it's going to go down because it's not going to be good in standard for a while. And if they figure out something else to do with it, it's still going to dip for a while. So like, why buy it now? Why not wait till it's like 10 or $5?
And then Pioneer is going to be like, yum, yum, yum,
exactly.
Yum.
Unless he just wanted it for Commander, because that's also smart. People buying VVs right now. I think it's going to hold the price up. But are you?
Sorry, no, that was me trying to hold on to my thought.
You're good.
I usually do it up here, but I don't know.
You're good.
My thought was, now that we have our standard bans, when do you think we're going to, as a store owner, do you have an idea of when they're going to start to announce the rest of our RCQ season for 2026?
No, it has nothing to do with being a store owner, sadly.
Yeah, I just thought that like they were probably waiting on bans and seeing if there were any format shakes before being like, okay, here's what the next year looks like.
Maybe they just want to wait till December. I don't know. What we don't have a season right now, right?
We know that standard is the next one, which starts I think in 3 weeks or something like that.
Right.
I think it just ended. I think the standard season we had just ended. So the new one's going to be in the next couple weeks.
Oh, then yeah, if there's a whole season for them to play around with, I don't think they need to rush anything. They have until like the end of the year, I think, realistically. The only real reason they have to announce it so early is because they have to announce the dates and locations of the actual big event.
Yeah, like
fundamentally the small RCQs don't matter.
Like the Pro Tour.
The Pro Tour, where the Grand Prix. Yeah, exactly. That's the only thing they really have to worry about. And if they're still negotiating contracts or figuring out what they want to do, how much space they need, why not take the extra time?
Yeah.
Get it done before the middle of December. But I'm just used to kind of like these weird time frames because all the companies we have to work with in this industry really like taking their sweet ass time, and nobody likes giving any information, because if you're the guy that gave the info out and then you're wrong, you don't get to live it down. And so nobody ever, now it's like a game of like, well, I'm waiting for this guy, and okay, well, I'm waiting for that guy. And I just tell the customers like, I don't know. Stop asking me. Don't ask me.
That's what it feels like at my job. I now am getting up to the point of having like 20 plus bids that are submitted to companies to be like, hey, am I going to win this job?
Sure.
But they're all waiting to talk to the other general contractors to submit the bid, to have an owner. And so it just feels like.
Or even like permitting.
Yeah, I've submitted work back in the end of September. And they're like, yep, I haven't heard anything yet. Still, like this week. Haven't heard anything. And I'm like, okay.
I'm used to that now. But yeah, like going back to these bands, I think they did a great job. I forgot what the point I was going to talk about earlier was, so if I rewatch the episode, I'll comment what I was thinking. Otherwise, if you have questions about it, feel free to hit me up in Discord. I'm always down to yap.
Do you think they should have banned more in standard?
Not more, unless they wanted to attack the Kaito deck. Like I said, Enduring Curiosity would have been a fine ban. Um, but I think what they did now is good enough. I generally think this will be fine, especially if they did say in the article, like I said, I like the wording of the article. I think that was actually what I was talking about. I like the wording of the article. And towards the end of the article, they said, we want to revisit our band cadence. I was like, well, fucking finally. It took you this long to figure out. It's always like 3 years late. You know what I mean?
They even said that. They even said that, like, when they addressed and moved up the VV band date. Like, we need to adjust our band cadence. And I'm like, why do we need to wait this long to address it? Why do you need to wait till 2026? Just do it for November 10th.
It could not be totally in their control, and like there's some boss that they have to answer to that's like, don't do this, like I don't fucking know. All I know is not everything feels like the greatest logic,
Yeah.
So whenever that happens, a lot of times I like to think corporations make bad decisions for the players for the good of their profits, and so like not banning cards so that the packs keep selling. Let the competitive players suffer. Why would they care?
Yeah.
But yeah, they did say they wanted to update their cadence, and they were going to make an announcement before the end of the year about that. If that looks something like we're going to start visiting you guys once a month, or leaving ourselves an opening or more openings, I really just hope that they don't lock themselves at the. They got to stop like self-taunting or self-stunning. Like just. Stop saying specifics. Just like we think once a month or we think whatever. We're gonna start doing that more often. First day of the month or whatever. Something more reasonable.
Yeah,
These 3 month out bans or 6 months out bans are ridiculous.
I don't know if they're doing that only for their own sanity because they need to they don't want to put the money into taking time to do this analysis and.
Well, I don't know how many people are on the design team, but if their job has to do with a lot of card designing, like 40 hours a week, and then they have to extra work once every 3 months, we have to write a ban article. Yeah, maybe it is money. Maybe they just don't have enough manpower because presumably 5 people were on this article. I don't know why it had to be 5. Why 5 people had to be in the article, unless everyone specializes in a format. Which to me seems to be like, hey man, can you take over this format and just write an article? I have to do the standard one. It's going to take me like 3 hours. I don't know.
I mean, they need one person who's reviewing Pioneer to fix Fire Hero for Best of Ones.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, now we're banning around Arena. Pioneer, how you fallen, my love.
What's it called? But yeah, going back to this, the cadence was, the verbiage of the article I liked for once. Screaming Nemesis ban 100% made sense to me. When I kept bringing it up, a lot of people were giving me pushback on that one specifically. And when I talked to them about it, more often than not, I would find them agreeing with me by the end of the discussion. They're like, you know what? Now that you mention it, bolting your own guy is kind of bullshit. And we already have Sunshine links. We don't need all this extra shit.
Yeah, bolting it and still keeping the bolt is ridiculous.
Exactly. It's like, you tried to kill my guy because you don't want me to hit you with it, but you also don't want to damage it. I'm going to damage it, and then I'm going to damage you. It really honestly shouldn't have said you're damaged. It really should have been whenever your opponent damages it.
Yeah, I also think that the threat of Screaming Nemesis to allow you to not gain life into a Sunspine Lynx felt like, cool, my Beza is just totally worthless.
Well, yeah, cards like Beza were worthless.
3 and 4 slot are blocking me from doing that, so if they have the ability 100%. To hold up mana and have both, you just feel
That's why I was okay with Heartfire Hero. I was like, this card could get unbanned now because the reason they banned it fundamentally was the trample was too good. Additionally, you were going from like crazy one drop, you know what I mean? Like Heartfire Hero into like Monstrous Rage was ridiculous. Heartfire Hero into like Manifold Mouse, followed up by a Monstrous Rage, ridiculous. Followed up by a Screaming Nemesis, pretty terrible. But now without the trample for Monstrous Rage, it's like, okay, I can play the Soul Warden guy that gains me life whenever my creatures come in. I can play actual blockers, like a 0/4 wall that like like Crystal Barricade was like unplayable, you know, and it walled Screaming Nemesis, but it didn't wall Monstrous Rage, so it was useless, you know. Authority of the Councils, effectively useless. My guy's tapped for 1 turn. I'm not going to let you gain life ever again. It's like not a card anymore, right?
Right.
And there are a lot of ways to attack the aggro deck once Screaming Nemesis specifically is gone. I still think the Mice deck is fine because people are already playing different versions of Mono Red anyway. Like I'm not upset that they didn't unban it because they never unban cards in Standard.
Well,
But like there's aggro dragons, aggro just like Value Town. Like the Mice deck was honestly not really there anymore.
yeah. The only reason I think that they might not bring back Heartfire Hero outside of them not bringing cards back into Standard is that it causes them to have restrictions around how they build pump spells from now on. Like they can't ever make.
Well, they should never be a card like Monstrous Rage again. So that's a good restriction. Monstrous Rage is fundamentally busted up card.
You know they will.
I mean, they might. I mean, I knew a card like Agatha's was coming VV was coming when they printed Agatha's Soul Cauldron because I think Agatha's Soul Cauldron specifically is like a card that lends itself to like, oh, I want you to break this so bad. And I'm glad it did get broken because I really like Agatha's Soul Cauldron as a card. I still think it's a good card for what it's worth. Like you could play it in Modern, Pioneer, whatever. Maybe one day it'll be playable in Legacy. That'd be cool. Heartfire Hero, Frank brought it up. Banned in Pioneer. Pioneer's not even a format. Like, let's be honest. I think that we can all accept the fact that it's dead. I mean, we still play it. It's fun, but I get like 6 people I get more people for Pioneer than Standard right now. So unironically, that's kind of crazy. But Pioneer, it's a great format. I think there will be more bans when it gets realistic when they finally just choose to revive it. For what it's worth, I stand firm on this. People are like, "Oh, format's dead," blah blah blah. The second they decide to make an RCQ season for it, it's instantly revived.
I agree.
They can do it whenever they want, so it doesn't matter to them when they do it. And I think that people don't understand that. Like, oh, they're gonna wait long enough and it's gonna die. It's like they could just go Pioneer, done.
The reason why I agree with you, but I think Magic would be more enjoyable, and for me was most enjoyable when I would be like, oh, I'm playing Standard, now I'm playing Modern, now I'm playing Pioneer. When you're
changing it.
Yeah, when I'm forced to play different formats, it actually does give us the feeling of like, oh, it feels like I've got more variety in Magic. And when it's just Standard and Modern, I don't get that as much. And so that's why I want them to revive, because I think it will help people feel less burnt on Magic if we have an additional format to be playing around. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like you might be alone in that regard. Not alone, but like I feel like a lot of people don't like it when there's too many formats to play because they have so much. Like we get to just borrow cards or build decks and then like lend each other decks.
We have a good community.
Not everybody has access to that though, you know. And so like, if you have to build a standard deck and then 3 months later, now I have to figure out what I'm playing for Pioneer. Oh, I haven't played Pioneer in 9 months. My deck sucks. I gotta switch decks. Like that might be a lot for some people. I kind of like when it's like same format, different format. Same format, you know what I mean?
I do agree with you. I think that there are some people that are burnt by that. They don't want to have to, like, it's already hard to keep up with multiple formats from, like, a cost perspective.
Exactly.
However, the way that Standard has been, like, most of what I did when I just rebuilt Blue-White Control was all the Standard lands I already have. I already had Verges. I already had Surveil lands.
Well, that's now Pioneer, which is fair. You can easily turn your Standard deck into a Pioneer deck. Right now, that wasn't a thing a couple years ago.
No, it was not. You did need to buy separate cards a few years ago, but now the cards are becoming so powerful that
now the cards are so strong. You can build a Rider deck.
Yeah, you're immediately impacting the format. Even though stupid Quantum Riddler, I swear, is like the most mythic of mythics because in all of the sealed Edge tournaments that I've done, which I have top 8'd multiple, which means I've then opened draft packs and then gotten packs that I've won. I still have not seen one freaking Quantum Riddler.
Yeah, Quantum Riddler is awesome. I mean, cards like Quantum Riddler are what are going to make Standard fun right now for me. Quantum Riddler decks are going to still be powerful. There's still FOMO in the format. Honestly, you could probably still play some version of the Is It deck without Profs. It just won't be as busted, which is exactly what we wanted. You know what I mean?
Profs is too good of a card. I like how they described Profs in the article as similar to Beans.
Yeah.
They were like,
Yes.
it's similar to Up
Yes,
the
exactly.
Beanstalk
Their verbiage was really good.
in what it did in the
You don't want to
format.
interact with
And I-
it. It
and I-
replaces itself on the spot. And then it's pivotal to the game plan in all aspects of the card.
Right, like now when you do play the deck that just was a deck, you're like, cool, I have other props, Winter Night Stories, FOMO. Every card in this deck is going to draw a discard, which makes this card crazy to deal with.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's so funny too because I remember when props started getting played in Pioneer, but Pioneer was so already like dead at the time that, or like starting to die, that I didn't really get to play with the card that much. And I was like, this is a cool card, but I don't know if I'd play it in the Phoenix deck. And then as it started getting played more and more in Standard, I'm like, wait, this card is actually kind of fucked up. And then now it's like, ban the fucking thing. I've been asking them to ban props for like 2 months now.
it gave them. I think that there was a version in Pioneer that people were playing props and actually bringing Letter Shredder back because of all the extra draw discard you get from Letter Shredder. And I was like, wow, that's kind of crazy because it was a way for Phoenix to just have the ability to get an extra win out. Like, if they had one Phoenix, but they could cantrip a ton, even if their other Phoenixes were exiled, you could be like, I could still win the game, like, off of a big cantrip turn.
Right, exactly. Or you set yourself up for a draw. I have a guy with summoning sickness, go crazy, go, you're dead on board. Answer this now.
Yeah.
Like, Props is really good at like, oh, I wiped this board. Okay, I have another 10-10. I'm like, oh, well, damn, if you say so.
If you say so.
It's a really good card. No Changes in Modern is good, fundamentally, because Modern is good right now. Although I still kind of want them to start unbanning some cards. I really want some cards back.
I agree with you.
I think we could have so much fun in Modern with a lot of cards back. And the list kind of keeps growing of cards that I would love to see back. Not all at once, unless they want to go fucking crazy, which I'd be down for. But like one at a time, 2 at a time. Just like, here's a couple cards, enjoy. And then they teased Amulet Titan like being like on their watch list on the article, and I'm just like, can you guys just rip the Band-Aid off and just ban Amulet for fuck's sake?
Yeah, I was like debating on whether or not, because I was hearing, just for a quick moment, of like Julian and Jared talking about it while I was writing. And one of the things that they said was like talking about Amulet, and part of me was like, do they actually feel like it needs to be banned? Or are they like listening to the internet and being like, oh, don't worry, we're listening to you. We're
Is that
listening.
what they were saying in call, Julian and Jared?
No, they were just saying that like, I think Julian was saying that he didn't think that like Amulet takes as long as like part of the article said that the turns take too long.
I that was the only part I didn't like.
And I was like,
I didn't like that part at all. It's like, listen.
The only time I feel like it takes too long is when I'm watching an Amulet mirror.
The thing is with Amulet is that it takes them like fundamentally only a few turns to win. If they're playing the deck correctly, excuse me. What they were saying in the article, if I remember correctly, is like, oh man, now that the deck is getting good again, the number of people playing it is going to go up, and that's going to cause tournaments to drag because what they're afraid to say is people who fucking suck are picking up this deck, and they shouldn't play this deck because they fucking suck. But if you think it's the best deck, theoretically you should play it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And so like that's just what they're not telling you. It's like players shouldn't be picking up this deck. They're going to, and it's going to probably ruin some tournaments. If that's their only reason for banning it, I'm not
on board for that.
I don't agree, but I just straight up think the Amulet of Vigor is just too strong, and it's only going to keep getting better. I think honestly Amulet's already too strong, but like nobody good exists to play the deck consistently. Like there are like probably like a handful of really good Amulet players that consistently play the deck, and the thing is, even how good the deck is, there's always variance.
Yeah.
So like the best players will lose on Amulet occasionally, or get a bad matchup that's unwinnable, and then the deck looks balanced. But if like the average Magic player was competent enough to play that deck and just pick it up and go, like you could with like basically any mid-range deck, and fumble into wins, I think Amulet would very clearly show how strong it is. And I feel like the deck could lose a card and still be good.
Oh, 100%. That's what I think. I agree with you. That's the only thing that scares me about Amulet Titan is that it feels like every 3 sets we're adding one more card that makes an additional combo more consistent.
Well, the fact that we're at where we're at now with the deck is horrific to me. I think the deck is now way more consistent and powerful than it's ever been. even honestly through Summer Bloom, I think it's way more consistent. Now the Summer Bloom version was broken because it could kill you on turn one, but like the turn one kill was a meme, and the people that were doing that were cheating. Like, let's just be honest, they were just straight up fucking cheating or getting really really lucky, which is statistically possible. So yeah, ban the card. That's an anomaly. It only Summer Bloom only did one fucking thing, right?
Yeah.
Ban it, fine. But the deck back then really relied on you like, oh, I have to get these specific lands, and I hope I haven't drawn them, and I hope I can do this, and then I gotta go get these other specific lands, and it was so fragile. Like any interaction would fucking make it fumble.
Yeah.
And now we're at the point where it's like, oh, you did this, I win. Like, oh, I'm gonna loop Analyst, and I'm gonna shift in Woodlands. I'm gonna make infinite mana, and I'm gonna Otawara all your shit, or I'm gonna Boseiju all your shit, and it's like. We're just cool with that. We're just cool with that. We're not gonna just ban Shifting Woodlands or Aftermath Analyst. I just think it should just be Amulet and just rip the band-aid off. I actually think the Analyst Woodlands combo, for what it's worth, even though it's Modern Horizons, I think it's really cool. I think the deck is awesome. I think they can win with Spelunking. Like, I don't know how many people remember this, but around like 2019-ish, like just before COVID, I was still playing NRG tournaments consistently. And like Will Kruger and a lot of these guys that are pretty good players were playing like green white amulet or not amulet, green white Titan, like green and white primetime decks. They were like, oh yeah, we don't need the amulet, and we're just fucking crushing no amulet primetime decks. And that was like a whole thing for like I want to say like 4 to 6 months of those decks being really good before they like stopped getting played. And like. I don't think that that's something you can't do right now. I think you could legitimately play Amulet, or sorry, Primetime decks without Amulet. And then they don't have Ursa Saga, so they lose another plan B, which I think is kind of dumb that they have the access to this Amulet, Mycosynth Garden, Urza Saga, really busted game plan, along with the fact that like half their deck is like a tutor, or the lands that they want. It's way too good in all like aspects of it.
Yeah, I had mid-range games where like I'm playing a mid-range type deck and I'm losing to Amulet because in addition to them having the ability to be like combo kill you, I make giant dudes and just punch you to death. Like as like a secondary game plan.
Yes. Make them a turn slower by banning one of these cards, or make them have to ramp a little bit more. They already have our Burial Grazer. I don't know, if they have to start playing cards like Growth Spiral again to like get an extra turn ahead just to be able to combo, fine. But I feel like, and I'm not upset they didn't ban it, but Amulet could go any fucking day now, and I'd be really happy with that, because the deck is still gonna be strong.
Yeah.
People are gonna find a way, or cut them off of like another piece right now, because Aftermath Analyst combo is pretty strong. It's like where they're at now with the deck. It's hard to hate it out unless you're just like. I don't think expecting people to play like cards like Ashiok Dreamrender is reasonable, because the card kind of sucks against everything else.
It's also too slow.
I mean, theoretically, yes, I agree with that. But if you're gonna play Goblins with Birthing Ritual, you can get it on turn 2. Yeah, I mean, needless to say, Modern's in a good spot. I would unban some stuff, and then Amulet's the only deck where I'm like, we should have a huge magnifying glass on this deck and just keep watching it. Everything else looks great. They did say they are looking at it. Actually, honestly, that part I'm glad with, because since they put it into paper, now whenever they don't touch Amulet and it is a problem, they can be like, you guys said this.
Yeah,
and you have to
be like,
remember when you said this?
Yeah.
And so now it's pen to paper. I'm cool with that. Some actual big news, and we play Legacy, so this matters, but Entomb finally got the axe, which is kind of crazy. Entomb finally got the axe, and surprise to most people, honestly, me being one of them, even though like 2 months ago, I think I was telling Jared, I was like, I would love if Naruto got banned, because I don't like Breakfast. I was telling them I wish it was Thassa's Oracle, but they were like, well, if they banned Thassa's, like Doomsday and all these other decks kind of lose too, and I was like, fuck them. But whatever. Naruto's gone. I'm cool with that. Fuck Nadu. All my homies hate Nadu.
Now it's a commander card like it was supposed to be.
Yeah, it's a commander card or a vintage cube card. I don't know. Nadu, I mean, it was like fundamentally not the most broken thing you could do in Legacy. And arguably you could say there's other cards that are worse. Like a lot of people seem to think Tameo one mana Tameo is kind of busted right now in Legacy. I don't know if I completely agree. And I like cards like Tameo personally, but sometimes I have to like sit back and actually take a deeper look at the format because a lot of our friends are crash outs, and if they don't like a card, they're like, "This should be banned," and then I'm like, "All right, you say it should be banned, I trust you," and then I'll go play the format. I'm like, "I actually like this card," which kind of how I felt about Nadu. I was like, I hated it in Modern, but in Legacy, I was like, "This isn't the worst thing in the world," but apparently, all the people I was playing against just sucked. Because I was like, man, I haven't lost it with Delver, and then Slater was like, dude, Delver is like unlosable with Breakfast. It's like, really? Oh, so all these guys who I've been playing against suck. Well, never mind then. Ban the deck. I don't want a deck that's good against mine. But anyways, the Entomb ban is like the real story because the Reanimator has been so good for so long, specifically this Dimir version of the deck, and it's been so problematic because they just wouldn't address it or they would ban around it, and they admitted in an article, like, yeah, we were banning around this card, kind of iconic, we didn't want to ban this card. It's like, to me, I'm like, dude, why would you tell us you avoided doing your job? But whatever. We didn't want to do what we have to do, so we did what we wanted to do instead, which isn't what we were supposed to be doing, which is our jobs.
Yeah,
but
they were like, but Entomb was so iconic.
Yeah.
That's why we're not doing it, because it hits me right here.
Somebody said that about VV. They're like, they shouldn't ban VV because at this point it's a core pillar of the format and it's integral. It's like making fun of Sol Ring and shit because of the Commander people. Like, they won't ban Sol Ring, but they'll ban all the other fast mana, which is like whatever. Hearing rumors about all the cards finally being unbanned in Commander, like it should be, and then that being tier 5, but we'll see. Anyways, Entomb's gone. That's actually a big deal because Dimir Reanimator has been such a problem. I mean, they had to ban Psychic Frog, Grief, and Troll of Khazad Dûn to get here, and they finally figured it out that Entomb is just too good. The cards that you can get with it, I love how in the article they're like, yeah, we just didn't want to ban Entomb because you could Silver Bullet for like Tidespell Tyrant, or you could get I can't even remember the name of it anymore because I haven't played the card in so long. But it's an Esper Sphinx that's got like a bunch of keywords on it. You don't even know what the card is because it's too old for you. You don't even know what Tidespell Tyrant is, for sure. And then the third one was like another card. Oh, you know what? I have the article right in front of me. Let me just pull it up because I'm gonna laugh. Like Jared or not Jared, Frank. What does this card do? Let's talk about this. Since I have you here, Amy the Titan. Me. We're not gonna ban it because we fucking hate Stan.
True.
Dimir Reanimator. Okay. After that, we tried to ban around it. Blah 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 blah. What a bad article. No, just kidding.
What a bad article.
Oh yeah. Okay, so there we go. Okay, my bad. They didn't say the Esper Sphinx. That's my fault. They said Inkwell Leviathan. You know what that is?
Is that the 7-Eleven?
Yes.
Yeah.
That used to be a legacy target because it was like hard to kill.
Yeah.
The other one is Archon of Valor's Reach. Alright. That's like a Battle Bond card. Battle Bond 1. That was like green, white. When I come in, you can name a card type and they can't cast it. So it was kind of good. Like, I'm going to name sorcery. You can't like any sorceries anymore. It's kind of a big deal. Or instants. You turn them off of like all their instant removal and like brainstorm and shit like that.
Your counter spells, they suck.
Yes, exactly.
Unplayable.
Elves used to play it too, which is the only reason why I really know what the card does, because we could natural order into it. And then Tidespell Tyrant, which is like Legacy's version of what Hullbreaker Horror would be, I guess. Hullbreaker Horror.
Got it.
Kind of like a better version of that.
Sure.
Or a more fucked up version, because it's like uncastable, but you can reanimate it. Mm-hmm. And... yeah, 8 mana. Whenever you cast a spell, return target permanent to its owner's hand. Flying 5/5. So like super crazy Hullbreaker Horror style. And I was like, has anybody even cast one of those or reanimated one of those in the last fucking like 3 years? I could be wrong, but I feel like I haven't seen those cards in Legacy in years. And supposedly Carmen plays Legacy, so I was like, what is she talking about? Well, I was just like, that's kind of funny. And so like, Silver Bullet cards, not really a thing. What they're really getting, we all know, it's Atrexa. It's always Atrexa. Or, worse, sometimes, Archon of Cruelty. And they're one-ofs. It's not like, I'm faithless loading and I have a lot of hits because I want to draw in this card like the old Reanimator deck that would do. They only have one of 2 different creatures because they can just entomb for it whenever they want, and it's like free. It's like, oh man, land, ponder, like literally, underground sea, ponder, go. You lost. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, what am I gonna do? Well, if it's strong, they're gonna daze it, and if it's not strong, they're gonna go land. I have counterspell and daze up now, or not counterspell because that card's really not that good, but whatever they want, go, and then now they can just like entomb, hold up the reanimate, or they could just go for it and then have daze back up, force a will back up. Like, the fact that the deck became blue-black reanimator, honestly, was like the end of the road. Because when it was Rakdos reanimator, it was like unmask, thought sees myself sometimes, you know, or thought sees you, make sure you don't have a way to stop me from reanimating. Dark ritual, I'm going all in on this, and if you have interaction, I lose. And then it turned into like, oh, I'm the best mid-range deck in the game, and also I have a check so that I can get on turn 2. You know what I mean? And if you ever stumble against me, I'm gonna reanimate a Trexa, and then we're gonna go late, and you can't outvalue me. And so like the deck was just so fucking horrific, and not having Entomb anymore really puts it a lot closer to being balanced, especially for Legacy. Way more counterplay available. I think that it's a good change for the format. Eternal Weekend in Europe is coming up in about a month, and so I'm excited for that because previously people were saying, oh, they're not going to make any changes. I was saying, do you think they're going to finally ban Entomb? Our guys were like, no, because they typically don't make changes before these big events, so a lot of them were pretty pessimistic. And the fact that we got this change is huge, so like I think it's going to be a big deal, and I'm excited to see what EW looks like. We just had the one in NA where a lot of our buddies were at, and they had a great time. So now it should be interesting to see what Legacy looks like. And are we gonna pretend that the other formats matter? Let's find out if they had anything interesting. Vintage is healthy. Good job. Hey, good job, Vintage. No changes right before Eternal Weekend. Pauper. Kind of interesting. I thought it was already banned in Pauper, but apparently High Tide just got banned. And for those that don't know, High Tide basically just makes it so your islands tap for an additional blue. And if you go super crazy, you can just like make a fuck ton of mana and go burr.
Go brr.
I don't know what's going on in Historic because I don't have Arena downloaded. I'm not downloading it.
Askers?
Historic pre-banned a bunch of cards. I don't know what pre-banned means. Is there a set coming out in Arena? I don't know. Force Negation, Frantic Search, Mystical Tutor, Entomb, Dark Depths. All cards I'd probably ban in whatever format that is. Because Dark Depths sounds crazy. And Entomb too. Why not? Timeless was their version of Vintage, and no changes. Good, because I like that format, actually, before I stopped playing. And then, speaking of fast mana, they just banned in Brawl, Ancient Tomb, and Chrome Mox, and then Mana Drain and Strip Mine. So whatever happening in Standard Commander is apparently crazy. Or maybe it's Historic Brawl. Arena Commander, whatever that. Yeah. I don't know. I think that overall, today was a good day if you're a Magic player. Formats are moving in the right direction. The acknowledgement of Pioneer is more important than the fact that they attacked the red deck. The red deck is still very good in Pioneer. Don't be deceived. But the fact that they even acknowledge the format, I think, is like little breadcrumbs. Like, don't worry, you
gives
little.
Me just a spark of hope for them to crush.
Don't worry, buddies. It's like when you toss the feed out and the chickens or whatever. Anybody been on a farm? I don't know. I think we're on our way to a lot of better stuff, but I won't really be able to focus on it until after Avatar, which is what we're gonna get into after some housekeeping.
Yeah, because this was like a notoriously long.
We basically gave you guys half the episode instead of a housekeeping.
Yeah, we basically
small talk.
Yeah, we gave half of an episode just to have a small talk.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of housekeeping, though, get into some of that. As always, shout outs to our patrons. They help us keep the lights on, and their support means the world to us. Excuse me. At the top tier, we've got Tap Furiously with Gaia's Cradle, Christian Paz, and Josh Dodson. And then at the next tier, we've got Kiki Chiki, Tap and Ruin Your Opponent's Life, Mike Paulini, Jose Gonzalez. I think that's an upgrade. Thanks, Jose. Appreciate that, man.
No, he's been there.
He's been there? Oh, yeah, nice. Well, shoot. Goated. I actually got to see him recently. And wasn't he on your team for an event?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
And he crushed it.
He crushed, for sure.
He did good. Both him and I had really good days.
Mike Bellini, Jose Gonzalez, Michael Cullen, Todd Sylvia, and our new member, my boy Rosie Roosevelt Hopkins. Hopefully see you this weekend, bro, if you're watching. And then at the next tier, we got Tap Into Blue Mana, Christian Olvera, Jared Henry Thompson Munsterman, Joseph Asfahani, MTG Chicago, our buddy Sal. And then we got Trent Gligorovic, who I just had barbecue with yesterday. Julian Eisenbraun, Alex Maurer, and Ethan Carlson. And then at the bottom tier, we got Tap That Bird and Fly. We got our boy Hector Alvarez. Thank you guys all so much. Appreciate it. And if you want to support the show, we're always going to be free on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. It really goes a long way. If you want to double check if you subscribed, I think we are over 300 subscribers now.
315.
315. Okay, so we're flying now. That's 15 more than I thought we had.
Yeah, we're up like 30 something since RC Houston.
Well, I really appreciate that. And for anybody that's new with us, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Join our Discord. It's all access. Anybody can join. I think now that the Patreon's starting to grow, we'll probably start using those Patreon perk channels, but we're always yapping in like the regular channels nonstop, and it's getting pretty verbose in there. There's some days where I'm like late for work. I don't have time to read this. And then like once I get caught up, I'm like, all right, what's going on in the drama? You know?
Yep. Same. The only thing that bums me out is the Riftbound. There's like, they created some new Discord, like Jared Zamadan for
it's like
for
a
Riftbound.
Flex slot Discord though.
Yeah, it's like Flexing Lords or something.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm glad because in there, they're yapping. And a lot of it's stuff I don't care about. Like, hey, I need these cards for this deck. Cool. Keep it over there.
Yeah, it's just tough because now our paper one in our Discord has like slowed down.
Oh, well, no, it's slowed down to the only important stuff, which is all I really care about.
Yeah, true.
Not that I don't mind people yapping, but sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, for sure. What are they doing in China? Oh, you think that's gonna? Wow. The same photo of the decks that are not gonna come out next month. Yeah. Dude, like 20 people posted that photo. Like, these are the new champions. And like everybody confirming this is a fake photo or something. Like, we don't know what's coming out yet. Just so you know, nobody knows. No, these are for sure the champions. I do not care.
I just want to play an Nautilus Control deck. That's all I want.
Please don't send me a leak. I only want confirmed spoilers.
True.
Okay, let's jump into Avatar TLA.
Is TLA?
Atla.
Okay.
Yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay, I was like...
So if you ever see Atla, that's what we're yapping about.
True.
Let's get into these archetypes. So we've got the Magic archetypes as always, which, who would have guessed it? Blue-white flyers. Oh, it's blue-black, not blue-red. Wow. Blue-black draw 2. Red-black Fire Nation aggro. That's a new one. Green-red Earth Rumble Ramp. Interesting.
That's how they wrote it.
I like it. I'm down. I'm
it's
down.
true, but
also Earthbending Ramp sounds goated to me. I'm down.
It sounds very goated.
Green-white allies. Allies are back, and they're actually pretty cool in Avatar. White-black Sacrifice. I'm shocked. Blue-black combat spells.
I'm sorry. That's supposed to be blue-red.
Oh wait. Blue-red is combat spells.
Yes.
And blue-black is draw 2.
Yes.
Got it. Black-green 1/1 counters. Original. Red-white go wide.
Even more
original. Blue-green rampant lessons. Strixhaven, is that you?
What's so funny to me is they wrote, like, in the article for this set, is they were like, lessons are back. And you do know that in previously it was like lessons and learn. But we don't have that in this set. So it's just like a fun lesson with graveyard synergies. And I was like, wow, way to call yourself out to be like, you know how this was more interactive before? We're not doing it this time.
Oopsies, we forgot to learn cards. They should have just like slapped learn on 20 cards and made them broken. Isn't learn like a loot if you don't get a lesson?
I don't actually
I thought it was like a draw discard or something.
That's something I don't know.
I don't remember anymore because it's been fucking 5 years since Strixhaven, I think.
I think it's been longer than that.
Well, I thought it was shortly after COVID.
No.
Yep. Ikoria was the first set during COVID because it came out 2 months late. So, 1, 2, 3. End of 2020 or beginning of 2021. Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. Oh my god. So yeah, you're right. Could have been 6. No. 5 years for sure. Damn. Oh god.
Well, if it was 2020, like if it was January 2020 or something like that.
Yeah, 6 years.
It would be 6 in 2 months.
Oh, but it wasn't January 2020 for sure because Ikoria came out May
yeah.
2020
Yeah.
because it was 2 months late.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I remember oh god, I had to I stacked all the pre-orders on the tables because I just had nobody coming to events. It was lockdown. All the orders are here. Go find your order. Okay. Returning mechanics. We've got lessons without learning or learning without lessons or what did you just say?
Lessons, no learning.
No learning, just lessons. Mean? What is this? Mean? Nothing here, only flavor?
Oh, that's what I meant. Was that lessons just don't mean anything? It's just for flavor.
Oh, lessons mean nothing here. I understand.
Yeah, it's just for flavor.
My bad. I should have read the script. Exhaust abilities. If you remember, they've been activated such as spawning. I don't understand this part either.
Oh, so exhaust.
You know what? Take over.
Yeah, so they're bringing exhaust back. If you don't remember what exhaust does, it means that you just pay a cost, you get counters on the guy, you can only do it once.
Got it.
Yeah, it's like, remember the goblin that gives a counter to itself and gets haste? You only can do the exhaust thing one time.
Right.
I just didn't think that people might forget what exhaust does, so I was just trying to...
Oh, isn't exhaust just once per game ability?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So they're just bringing back exhaust.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And we're bringing back clues, which is really cool.
Yep.
Always like clues. We're bringing back shrines.
Shrines are back.
Wow. Okay, I actually didn't see any of the shrines.
Oh, yeah.
And double face sagas, which I'm a big fan of.
Well,
I really like double face sagas.
I like the double face sagas too because I believe the double face sagas now are they're mainly the other incarnations of the Avatar. Like Avatar Roku is a legendary creature flipped over from a saga. And
sagas honestly in general are just really cool. I feel like it's really sagas are probably some of the best Magic design.
Yeah, but what I like about it is that they flip over into a permanent creature.
Yes, it's Fable the Mirror Breaker is peak.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorite cards.
Yeah, the fact that it is permanently a thing, I think is so cool.
Agreed. Okay, so now we're getting into some bending.
Yeah, the only thing I wanted to say though is that they didn't talk about it because I just copied what these were or typed them up from the original article, but they didn't talk raid is also in this set. It's on
raid is the
cards.
after you attack trigger.
Yes.
So
and there's one other one that I'm forgetting, but there's one other mechanic that's stapled onto one card.
Sure, and they forgot to mention it.
They just didn't mention it.
Yeah, whatever. All right. They should have been and more and others.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so let's get into the bending. Fire bending first. I don't know if you rank these in any order or if they put fire bending first because they didn't want to be alphabetical. But I actually genuinely am not sure which of these I think is the most powerful yet. Maybe airbending is the weakest. Maybe not in standard, but in terms of eternal play. But let's read it. And then you guys let us know in the comments what you think because
I will tell you.
I really like all four of these a lot. I think that they cooked.
I also think that all the abilities are good. I also think that they are all strong. I think that for the most part they will all be strong for limited.
Yes.
I do think firebending is the weakest.
Interesting. Okay.
Only because you lose the mana at the end of combat. If you kept it
Sure,
for the whole turn,
I get what you're saying.
I think it'd be crazy, but
I just feel like fast mana or mana ramping is always something you can abuse if you find the right tool. And when I'm thinking about the context of a modern deck, I personally currently, let me finish reading them I guess, but currently airbending reads the weakest to me. Well, let me reread waterbending and we'll talk about it. Okay, so firebending. It's a new keyword. All the bendings are new keywords, and it includes a number. So whatever the number is, whenever a creature you control with firebending attacks, you add that much red mana, but you lose this mana at the end of combat. So I think you have it like any other combat all the way through end of combat, but as soon as it's main phase 2, all this mana would disappear. So,
oh duh, flashback's back. They're doing flashback.
Oh yeah, flashback, yes, that's true. So you don't lose this mana during that combat, and then any of this mana you still have as combat ends will be lost. You won't have it during your second main phase. So why I think this is so strong is because, one, activated abilities, pretty obvious. But two, if you have certain instant speed abilities to abuse, the ability to have it through the whole combat, so like preemptively it's a combat trick before blockers, or post blockers, it's another combat trick that you can cheese, and like it's kind of like when you do Maze of Ith with Knight of the Reliquary, people are like, oh, you can untap it and still use its ability even though you attacked with it and blah blah blah. It's like kind of like weird cheesy stuff like that. Turning your guys back up with Mazavith at end of combat, but you already dealt damage. Kind of unintuitive for some players. I think Firebending will have some unintuitive plays or some really intuitive ones that are just powerful. Like I know one of the cards that I really like is General Zhao. Is a Blood Moon, and he's only Blood Moon if you pay 7 mana. But if you Firebend the mana, then it's really easy to afford it. And I think that was intentional. I think they're going to want you to Firebend the Blood Moon effect. Why I think this card is so busted, I don't think people understand how good Blood Moon is, because the only format you really play it in, realistically, is Modern. And in Modern we have fetch lands. And so you can always like kind of play around it, fetching around it. But honestly, if you're at home, you can probably remember a time where somebody Harbinger of the Seas and you weren't ready for it. You're just kind of completely blown out. Same with Blood Moon. And if you aren't ready for when an effect like that happens, you basically lose. The difference is we're playing Standard. So yeah, you play more basics in a Standard deck, but we're playing Standard in 2025 where you have like 15 fucking sets in the format. So not a lot of people are playing that many basics. There's some decks that play as little as one. And so if you're playing like 12 shock lands, some starting towns, some number of utility lands, and I go Blood Moon on you, you're cooked. Because now you have to draw into your basic. There's no way you're playing like a Farseek effect to like search for a basic or whatever. You're basically cooked. So I think that this card is going to be really strong. Not to mention it's just a 2/2 with Menace. So it's already just good. But the Firebending on it would be, I think Firebending is gonna be a blowout because of cards like these, or like Sozin's Comet makes a ton of mana, where it's like all your guys get like super Firebending. What are you gonna ramp into? Probably a giant Banefire, red X, whatever. And I wouldn't be shocked if there's a Banefire effect in Foundations, because I'm always learning about new cards in that set. So yeah, I think it's really cool. I like Firebending a lot. The next one we're going to get into...
So,
go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to talk about Firebending for a second. The thing that I think is why I think it's weaker, I do agree with you that I do think that it's powerful. I think all of these are powerful, to be honest. But why I think it's weaker is that there are cards with Firebending that have text on them that allow you to do something with the Firebending immediately. Like, hey, I can pump this guy for 2.
Right.
Or, like, one of the Zuko's is like, pay 3, he Firebends for 3, you can pay 3 mana, exile the top card of your library, until the end of your next turn, you can play that card.
Right.
That's awesome. That is, like, repeated value all the time. If this card sticks, it's going to just, like, give me so much value that it's so good. The problem... Thanks.
Good, by the way.
I thought you'd like it. I was hoping you would. And it was, like, my on-theme because of my boy Iroh. That's why I said J Dragon, because General Iroh.
I understand now. I thought you were making a K-pop reference.
No. The
Shout out to my G Dragon friends.
J Dragon, his the best tea shop in Boston.
Yes. My bad.
But I think that if you don't have things, there will be moments where you don't have things to do with your Firebending mana, and that's where I think 100%. It will be weak. Whereas Airbending, Waterbending, Earthbending always will be able to do a thing.
Sure, I think that's like the fairest interpretation for sure. Of the abilities, because I kind of agree in some aspects of that, which is why, honestly, I think they're all powerful as a result of that. At first, when I saw Firebending, I was a little bit, man, this could have been stronger. And then when I saw the cards, I was like, never mind. So Airbending. Another keyword, Airbend, a permanent or a spell. When you do, you exile it. As long as that card remains exiled, its owner may cast it by paying what rather than paying its mana cost?
2.
Oh, it doesn't say on the paper. Okay, I was just making sure. As long as that card remains exiled, its owner may pay it for 2. Kind of like plot, kind of like whatever that 2 mana removal spell was in Standard last rotation from Brothers War. You don't remember? You know what I'm talking about? 2 mana white spell exile a thing. They can cast it for 2.
Soul Partition.
Soul Partition. Yes. Okay. This doesn't change when the card can be cast, so spell speed remains the same. If you airbend a creature that an opponent owns during your turn, if you airbend a creature, opponent, notably something Appa can't do unless you control that creature, but other cards can. We'll talk about Appa later. They'll usually have to wait until their next turn to cast it again. Oh, is airbending like you have to wait a turn? Is that what you meant by that?
So actually, I'm not gonna lie to you. For this section, I just
You just copied it?
I just copied it.
I should have. Okay, so for the first time ever, I was too busy at the shop to reread the notes and rewrite them out. And unfortunately, magic notes are always fucking ass. Like, you guys don't understand how much work I do parsing through this shit. I don't know what I just read, so let's read airbending off of a card.
Yeah.
Pull it off of a card, please.
Yeah, so I've got
or
one
reminder
right here.
text.
Aang, the Last Airbender. When Aang enters, airbend up to one other target non-land permanent.
Right.
Exile it. While it's exiled, its owner may pay its cost may cast it for 2 rather than pay its mana cost.
Right. And then does it have any reminder text or keyword or nothing?
That is the reminder text. Exile it. While it's exiled, its owner may cast it for 2 rather than its mana cost.
Got it. Okay, so then this doesn't change when the target can be cast. If you airbend a creature that opponent controls during your turn, they'll usually have to wait until their next turn to cast it again. Okay, so I assume they just mean they don't have flash. Got it.
Yeah, timing.
All right, excellent.
Still matter.
So yeah, the fact that you can exile cards with this kind of feels like Felia, like just straight up like Felia on everything.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, I'm exiling your guy to get rid of it. Now you have to invest mana to cast it again. Or I might even have counter magic. Or I'm exiling my own stuff for value. And now we're talking like whatever I want, you know, because like if you can, let's say, airbend off the top of your deck somehow, which I don't think you can, but like if something lets you like airbend like an expensive creature, you're like, okay, well I'm gonna get to replay this guy for 2 mana, and if it has a busted ETB, we're going crazy. I think that's already kind of be pretty strong. But if you're like, even like if somebody like active treasons you, you know what I mean, like actually giving my guy back, I'm not going to get my ass beat, and I'll just play him again later. Like, that kind of stuff's already going to be kind of good. There's a lot of interactions there, I think, for sure.
Yeah, especially because, like, in this set specifically, like, one of the cards that I have, like, written down for later is...
I know the white weenie deck is, like, fucked up. Aang, Momo, Appa, somebody was hitting the crack pipe. They're strong. They're strong.
Well, one of them is Zhang Zhang's Deserters. I hope I didn't butcher that. When this creature enters, put a 1/1 counter on target creature.
When this creature enters, put a 1/1 counter on target creature?
Yeah, so my thought is, like, right, if you go Momo on 1, you play this thing, you then put your counter on Momo, you then play a card that airbends this card, you then replay this card, put a counter on that new thing,
keep
or
those
Momo,
ETBs, right?
you can just, like...
Yeah, I agree. I would think of cards like, I know this is for flyers, so that kind of makes sense, but if you were, like, doing it to, like, a Thales Lieutenant, like, if you remember Humans, like... all my guys get bigger. All my guys get bigger.
Well, yeah, there's a Avatar Enthusiast, which I think is so funny because it's the dude that's like foaming at the mouth, crashing out. Yeah, that's awesome. Whenever an ally you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. You could just blink another ally to then grow this dude again.
Well, I want the Anthem effect. Like, it doesn't get really broken until you're like, pump my whole team, like the Angel card that comes in and goes, pump your whole team, airbend it, do it again.
That's Flopsy. Flopsy is pump the whole team.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't be surprised to see like a mono white aggro deck come out of this form, come out as a result of this set existing, or even like a white flyers deck, white blue flyers. Like, there's gonna be something for sure. Maybe they'll play even like some Esper, you know, like Momo into like a deep cavern bat type of thing. Flying creatures go crazy with Momo.
Well, and there's a couple of cards in the set like the rare Appa and
the
rare Aang.
Aang and Appa are crazy.
That flash airbend.
Right.
Like, and the Flash Aang airbend spells. So you could be like...
I think it's, like, legitimately, like, we're playing Spirits with Avatar. Like, the Spirits deck from Pioneer. Yeah. It feels really good. Okay. Waterbending. To pay a waterbend cost, you can always just pay the requested mana. However, for each... what did they cut out of here? What is it? 1 or 2? The notes didn't copy paste properly.
So it's each number in the cost. So waterbend is what there's like a specific cost for.
All right, these are the worst. Just read me a waterbending card.
Okay.
Like, find the actual keyword, because these copy pasted notes are the worst shit I've ever read in my life.
All right.
Because it doesn't tell me the numbers. It just puts a blank space.
So the moon, Yue, the moon spirit.
Sure.
Waterbend 5 and tap. You may cast non-creature spells from your hand without paying its mana cost. While paying a waterbending cost, you can tap your artifacts and creatures to help. Each one pays 1 generic.
Right. Okay. Yes. You can help. Yes, that's what it was. Waterbending has like convoke into it.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. You can tap creatures and artifacts.
You can tap an untapped artifact or creature you control rather than paying that mana, which is nice. And yeah, and a lot of the waterbend costs are pretty big, hefty. Yeah, It can, oh yeah, okay, that's a funny intro. So the notes are actually very casual. I understand now. The note's like, oh, don't worry, you can tap a guy that has summoning sickness. I'm like, all right, that was necessary to be said. But in case you didn't know, yeah. So like, let's read this card specifically. Let's talk about it.
UA the Moon Spirit, Flying Vigilance, Waterbend 5, and tap UA.
How much does she cost?
She's a 4-drop.
4-drop, got it.
Yeah.
Flying 2/2, you said, or 3/2?
3/3.
Okay.
Waterbend 5 and tap. You may cast non-creature spells from your
Waterbend
hand.
5 and tap. So it's 5 generic and tap.
Yep.
Got it.
You may cast a non-creature spell from your hand without paying its mana cost.
Oh wow! Just any non-creature spell. Interesting.
Yeah. Omniscience.
Yeah. I think I heard about this. I remember we got spoiled. Yeah, I remember her getting spoiled for sure. So yeah, the fact that you can like pay anything into it, I feel like I don't know if well, there's water bending in multiple colors, right? But blue might not be the best color for that type of effect. I suppose you could just pay the mana. But being able to tap your guys, well, I guess in blue you get a decent amount of artifacts. We'll see what the artifact deck looks like, but you're gonna want a ton of clues or a ton of whatevers to tap into this and really go crazy.
You can also like, right, if you're playing blue-white, just use the equipment that you have equipped to be like, cool, tap that.
Yes. I wonder how much like overlap there will be with colors and like bending styles helping each other, because theoretically you could use fire bending to help your water bending.
We'll get there.
Oh, okay. All right. Hell yeah. I'm down. Now I'm excited. Okay. The final one is earth bending. So where water bending was an ability that you can use your creatures to cast, earth bending has nothing to do with the creatures, except it has everything to do with them when you turn your lands into creatures. So this one I think might be my favorite. I think it might be the strongest, honestly, just in terms of like eternal formats and like Commander and Legacy, even like Modern. Earthbending it is basically tied to a number. Whatever Earthbend number you have, you can target a land. It becomes a 0/0 man land that gets those counters, and it's
with haste.
With haste, and it's a creature. So haste obviously matters because you want to be able to tap your lands, but if they're new. But when the Earthbending ability resolves, the land has an extra bonus ability that if it leaves the battlefield, it comes back tapped. And it's guaranteed because I think it's leaves.
It says dies or exiled.
Dies or exiled.
Dies or
that's
exiled.
even worse. That's so much worse. Because it's like exiled, so you just always get it back, I'm pretty sure. Like they can't even stop you from like, I mean, they would have to kill it and then exile your yard to stop it from coming back, I think.
Or you could bounce it. But then then they still get it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Or you could, if it's like a sack land, you use it in response and it's like get owned. But yeah, that specific part is the most crazy to me. There is no summoning sickness in bossing say. True. I just think that it's kind of crazy that you can turn your lands into creatures. That's already kind of value. And that will matter in a lot of gummed up board states when you like start field nuking and you go like, oh, now I'm going to earthbend and all my lands are threats now. So that's obvious. That's like the obvious part. What's not so obvious, we talked about in the last episode of the podcast, is like if I ghost quarter you, wasteland you, or any kind of like really busted effect and choose to earthbend with it, I can just like kind of start fundamentally cheating. And I think that that's going to go kind of crazy. Especially in Commander, I think our boy JD on Bracket Builders was helping me build an Aang deck. And I was like, go all in. Like, I want it to be like Legacy lands. You know what I mean? And hopefully we can get that Commander game recorded of the four of us playing with Kai. But yeah, I think Earthbending is kind of cracked. And I'm excited to see what you say about the color pairings and Limited, because I want to hear about these combos.
Yeah, the only thing that's tough is that about earthbending is that, at least from my initial scan, listening to you say that, it's really on creatures, or the earthbending spells are at sorcery speed.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that there's a lot of ways for you to have, unless you're flickering your creature that earthbends something.
That's exactly what I was thinking about.
There's not a ton.
I was thinking about ephemerating my Badger roll.
Well, then yes, you do get to do that thing.
I really want to Ice Tail Badger Mole Ephemerate in Modern.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And Ghost Quarter lock people.
Just a couple notes on these color pairings before we get into it. I just had some notes overall about what I think the format is going to look like. So the first thing is I think that this format, this limited format, is going to be very powerful. I think that, like, as we talked about with bending, there is so much that you have the ability to do.
Right.
But it does lend itself to playing 3-color. I think this is going to be a 3-color or more. Like, splashing is super fruitful.
Sure.
In green, there's a lot of tutors that say tutor for lands of additional colors.
Sure.
And you've got dual lands.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's dual lands everywhere. There's also, like, Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop that allows you to make color for allies. And you can make an ally yourself. White Lotus Hideout lets you spend any mana for lessons or shrines.
Sure.
You can also filter mana through it. The same is true for the Rumble Arena. So there's a lot of ways for you to, and I believe there's also some artifacts as well that also help you. Like Aang's Journey. It's pay to search your library for a basic land card. If the spell was kicked, instead search your library for a basic land card and a shrine, reveal those cards, put them into your hand, shuffle, you gain 2 life.
Yeah.
So there's a lot, and that's colorless. So there's a lot of ways for you to be able to go ahead and get multiple colors with ease.
I did forget that we have the draw tap lands.
The other thing that I think that makes this format so powerful and, like, what I think is a trap is aggro. I don't think...
Oh my god, the Rumble Arena has Vigilance. The Rainbow Land has Vigilance. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's...
Go ahead.
That's crazy.
Oh, actually, Secret Tunnel. That was one of the lands I was really excited for, too, with Earthbending. I think Earthbending goes crazy because they already are thinking about it. Like, Secret Tunnel can't be blocked. Rumble Arena has Vigilance. Like, they're preemptively breaking my lands for me. I love that.
Yep, absolutely. Why I think that aggro is a trap. I looked at the red and black cards, and
aggro as in limited.
Yes. I think it's a trap because what you want to do with firebending and, you know, some of the different things that you can do in black with sacrifice or whatever, there's not a lot of low to the ground stuff. There's not many creatures that are, like, small and quick and do tons of damage. I think that they want you to earthbend and waterbend, but all of those have costs.
Yes.
So I think that they intentionally made the creatures higher costed so that you can use some of the bending abilities that they intended the set to be. So that was my reasoning as to why I think the format's going to be powerful and slower and grindier.
Yeah.
Is because they want you to do these abilities, and these abilities have high costs to them. Because they have high costs, it's just going to take longer. The set... Oh, I said that already. Plus, by the way, black white, I think it's got like 4, I think actually 5 or 6 sack outlets. I don't think that that's a ton. Shrines, I think, are a trap, but if you do the 5-color shrine thing, it will be super powerful and cool. It will be like someone's going to post a deck and it's going to be awesome. You just have to have the stars.
Dynasty.
The stars have to just align.
If you got it, you got it, King.
Yeah. Same thing is true with blue, white, and the flyers. I think I counted 10. And if you're drafting and you get caught at all from a couple of them, bad news bears. Off the bat, I think blue will feel very powerful, especially because you can waterbend even if you don't have dudes. I think that that's very good. I think green feels super powerful because of what he said about earthbending. I think that you have the ability to attack with things. I think you're never losing your lands, so there's no downside.
Yeah, there's no downside. Even chump blocking, man. It's like, I got the land back.
I also think that one of the things that's not stated is, like, in the late game, you could earthbend and then earthbend to, like, buff up multiple lands. Or in the early game, if you're like, I need lands to not be dudes, instead I'm going to just target my other one already to put more counters.
Right, yeah. Just growing one guy, for sure.
Yeah.
Big deal.
I think white can hang, but it's below blue and green. I also think that red can hang, but again, I think that it's below. Black, specifically, just looks like it's a support color.
Sure.
Unless you're doing...
And honestly, kind of makes sense. Like, black doesn't really fit into what bending really is.
No.
If we're thinking about it fundamentally.
No.
Like, you can put all the other colors to a bending style, even though they said that they didn't want to do that. And then they effectively did, and then didn't give us commander decks for some reason.
How can you not have the Fire Nation being red. You know what I mean? Like,
But actually,
or Earthbend being green.
right,
Whatever,
right.
man. Like,
Like we get it, they're fluid, and they all got a little black in them apparently. Uh, but yeah. So I kind of like that actually. It kind of makes sense. Black being a support color kind of makes sense, especially when you look at like Azula cards like Azula, like the Demir, Grixis. Like Grixis obviously feels very Fire Nation.
yep.
And you can really see it in the card design. I really like the cards. Like both of the Azulas are really, or there's three of them. I think they're all really cool. Especially the Grixis one and the Demir one. That I believe they both have firebending. One of them is like if you firebend bonus ability or something like that. I can't remember the wording on it, but they are very cool. Okay, so let's talk about some.
Sorry, one other thing in regards to fixing. All of the colors have a plane cycler, an island cycler. They've got a big a big mana creature that also will cycle you.
That is honestly such good design that's been coming up in all these sets recently. Like, just give me my 2-mana cycler already. I'll pay to 2 mana. Give me my basic land, or it's a 7/7 for 7.
Yeah. Just to touch on what you were saying a little bit about having the cards cross over.
Yeah.
So one of the ways that like having multiple colors is going to be really helpful for you is right in blue and black, that's draw to. Well, a lot of the draw to happens through making clues. Well, when you firebend, you can use the firebending mana to sink into your clue to draw the additional card to get your draw a second card triggers.
Right, exactly.
So the same is true for like, right, I know that like blue-white is flyers and you could like get value off of bouncing your own stuff.
Yes.
But in the other colors, there is Firebender's Ascension, there is Earthbender's Ascension, which are enchantments that all have ETB effects. So you flickering a non-land permanent like that has an ETB effect.
Well, I feel like firebending and airbending already really synergist because you're getting your mana for your own plots. Or not plots, rather, but you're if you're flickering your own guys, you're like, man, I really wish I had the mana to play this guy, and so like I hope I have flash creatures to like flicker, you know?
Yeah. Well, and on top of it, another thing you can sink firebending into is exhaust. So cool, you have an exhaust ability on another guy.
Yes.
I'm getting the mana already. Now my hog monkey is bigger and scarier.
Right.
Yeah. The same is true for in green. I mean, right, green does have so many multicolor cards. The Great Divide Guide lets all of your allies, which green-white is allies, tap for additional colors.
Yes, I saw that card. Very powerful.
Your Earthen ally gets +1/0 for each color among allies you have. You can spend a ton of mana to Earthbend for 5 on him.
And there's allies in every color. Interesting.
Pretty much every color.
Wow. Yeah, I wonder how hard you can go on the 5-color deck. That's something Gabe and I are always going to try. So
you can go hard on the 5-color deck, and it is real.
Very cool. I love that.
Yeah. So that,
you know me, I'm like, ooh, land, I'll take it.
Right. And there are cards in multiple colors that care about you having lessened cards in the yard. While blue-red is the one that's trying to like you cast as many spells as you can.
Gotcha.
Yeah, caring about non-land, non-creature cards being in your bin.
Right.
So, yeah, it's incredibly synergistic across all the sets. I think.
Well, I'm excited because I really am looking forward to this set. So far, all the people I've talked to have said like, this set looks good. They're gonna have fun with it, and I really, really needed that after Spider-Man because like Spider-Man was depressing.
Depressing.
Saved a couple cases to have for draft since we didn't have any Final Fantasy for draft. Which, funny enough, I have Final Fantasy boxes for draft, and all my draft players are playing Riftbound. I was like, hey guys, nobody. Oh, Riftbound. Okay, cool.
All right.
Never mind. I guess Final Fantasy. I'll hold them.
Yeah.
Because I'll just keep them in the back. But yeah, completely agree. And I'm excited. So let's talk about some of these cards so we can wrap this up.
Yeah, the last thing that I'm going to say is that
go for it.
That another thing that I find very exciting for the limited format is that there are a lot of cards in the set that specifically we've seen traditionally within Magic history, but they will add on a mana sink onto the card to make it like better or useful
Oh,
in
sure,
the late
sure.
game. So there's
Yes.
one Watery Grasp. I don't know. I hope that's not.
Yeah, you have it. Common blue.
Dang it. Anyway, point
Just
B.
hit it. We can skip it.
Watery Grass, enchant creature. It's for 1 blue. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step.
Right.
You can waterbend for 5 and shuffle that card into their owner's library.
They've been doing that a lot actually lately. We could shuffle the guy away with the claustrophobia or whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
And that's really cool actually.
I just think that it's crazy because this is a 1 mana spell.
Oh yeah, yeah.
One
One
mana.
mana. Their guy. Well, is it they can't untap or is it tap them and they can't untap?
I believe it's tap them and they can't untap.
Okay, so for 1 mana, that's pretty powerful. That's a little bit of power creep for sure. But I feel like that effect is so powerful, so useful.
Nope. It is enchanted creature doesn't untap.
Okay. That makes a little bit more sense for me then with the 1 mana. Because usually it's like, oh, you have to pay 3 and then it taps it. But still, for 1 mana, like the guy only gets to turn sideways once. Or if you even just, it's a flash spell, right?
Flash? No.
No, it doesn't flash? Okay.
No.
Well, even if you just put it on a guy, you're basically telling them, hey, just so you know, this guy's only turning sideways one more time.
Yep.
Or it's like, hey, just so you know, I'm about to firebend and send this guy to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah. Yeah. Another one that I didn't actually put on the list, and I think it's the first time ever that I feel like a Thoughtseize effect could be playable and limited.
Sure.
Dali, Indoctrination. Choose one. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land permanent card from it. That player discards that card. Or you can Earthbend 2.
Or Earthbend 2.
Yeah.
And it's a 2 mana rules, Thoughtseize?
Yep.
2 mana Thoughtseize.
2 mana.
Oh, that's so good. Okay, I thought it was maybe like one of those crappy 3 mana ones, you know what I mean? That have like a bonus effect that just sucks, like exile their graveyard. I'm like, I don't care.
Right.
Why?
No, nobody cares.
Like, the only one that was 3 mana that I thought was playable was the one that was a land. Palaka
Oh.
Predation, I think it was called, or something like that.
Sure.
But yeah, like, 2 mana, Earthbend 2. Right?
Yeah.
Which is basically just bear. But it's better, because it's like, we've talked about how Earthbending is just better, because you get to keep your guy.
Just better.
Or you can make it unblockable 2/2 if you have Escape Tunnel.
Right.
But the fact that it's like Thoughtseize early game in case you are scared of a certain card, or if you're playing best of 3 draft and you know that their deck has something that you can't deal with, that's actually kind of fucking good. I like that a lot. That might be the best 2 mana Thoughtseize we've had unlimited in a long time.
Well, I think
Maybe since like Thought Erasure.
Well, it's because it's not completely useless in the late game. You can make a body if you top
Right.
it. That was just what was so awful for limited purposes, is that like if you draw that card outside of the first 3 turns, it's
Yes.
practically terrible.
Yeah, I agree. The only one I liked more, or I guess at that level in general as well, was the Gilderonica one, I think it was, where you would surveil as well. It was like take their card, surveil. But it was like, you could almost play that one in standard for a little bit. It was so good to surveil.
Right.
But yeah, man, that's awesome. Okay, so white commons and uncommons, let's get into it.
Yep. We already talked about the first one, Avatar Enthusiasts. It's 2 and a white, 3 mana. Whenever another ally you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on this creature, and it's a 2/2. There are a ton of allies. Almost every card in white is an ally. There is allies in, I believe, every color.
They're getting used to like making cards like 3 different creature types now too. So like I feel like everything is an ally or a villain
Everything
in
is
the
an
last
ally.
2 sets.
Yep.
Also, speaking of which, now you can see my Discord name. The show was made by Korean people. Jung. You definitely got it right.
Heck yeah.
Because my name on Discord, for those that don't know, is a K-pop name. It's Jung Yun.
Yeah. So next one, Jung's Deserters. Human Rebel Ally, 1/2 for 2 mana. When this creature enters, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. So you buff it itself. You want to airbend it later.
Yep.
It's putting counters on tons of stuff. I think that it's going to be really sweet.
And then we're going to uncommons on white.
Yeah. So Water Tribe Rallier.
And it's a white card, so it's a Water Tribe card.
Yeah, Water Tribe Rallier. It's 1 and a white with Waterbend. 1 and a white human soldier ally 2/2. It's got Waterbend 5. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card with power 3 or less from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in random order. I think that you having the ability to just tap your dudes to try and or artifacts to try and get another card is great.
Yeah.
But even just pay 5 mana, and when you've got nothing to do, is like just generating you more gas.
Makes sense. The next one you have is Airbender's Reversal. Looks like it's a 2-mana instant lesson because we're learning things.
The
artwork is so good. I was just thinking the same thing.
Dope, dude.
Dude, I actually love. Okay, so I know they were memeing about like the movie cards having like the horrific screen grab artworks, which I love, by the way. I love that. I'm so used to it from White Shores. It looks so good. It looks so good.
Only
But
because
the cards that have like original art of like new artwork of like the show for like a different take, like the different artist's perspective. Some of these are so good. I don't know if you saw Mai on her card where they were fighting in the Earth Kingdom, but it's like Mai. Zuko's girl.
Oh yeah,
that artwork is fucking amazing. Like so good. This one's great too though. Airbender's Reversal. We got Aang and Zuko having a little fight here. 2-mana instant lesson. Choose one. Destroy target attacking creature, or airbend target creature you control. Well, we just talked about the value of just like flickering your own guys or like having utility in general. This is literally a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, and that's what I think is so good about it, and that's what I also think is so good about.
Not to mention, like, just think about playing this in like a blue-white control deck right now. Like, oh, you're attacking me with a Sunshine Links, kill it. Or, oh man, I'm behind on board state against control or against aggro. Let me just blink my Besa. Like, this is so good.
Yeah, I think that the one instant speed airbending is like crazy because you can save your own dudes, or like you can just do this if you want, if you're playing an ETB plan.
Yeah.
But it's also a removal spell on top of it. It's that card's
that's
great.
Really good actually.
Yeah. All right, moving on to blue.
Blue stuff, yes sir.
We just talked about watery grass.
And for those that don't know, what we're doing here is Frank's normal segment where we talk about a few of the cards that he thinks are going to be extra pivotal if you're drafting or just looking for a way to build your sealed pool and you don't know what cards to look for. These cards we're talking about right now are like your quick go-tos, you know, like they're going to be reliable, or there's some strong synergies there, and once you know what to look for, you know, it'll make it easier to narrow down how to build your deck, because like you can only fit 23 of these guys in there, you know, so
yeah,
you really got to be kind of picky. And
specifically about this one, I also try and call out cards that I think, like, there are cards that I don't call out that are good, but they're only good in a certain like mix, like they're only good in green-white. But I also will call out cards that are like good across multiple, because that means that they'll be high picks no matter what.
Exactly. Multiple archetypes.
Yeah, this one specifically is, and I love this character because this was a funny episode. Forecasting Fortune Teller. 1 in a blue. When this creature enters, create a clue token, and it's a 1/3. So really big, like good blocker, like fine body as a 1/3, but enters and is good as a clue.
But it's also a terrific waterbender. Like you're looking for these kind of cards, like what Frank said. It's like, oh, 2 mana, 1 card, make 2 things that can convoke into my waterbending. Excellent card.
Yeah.
And if it's not waterbending for you, it's drawing you cards. So like even if you're playing in a red deck, you're like, well, I don't care that I'm not using the clue for convoke. I'm going to firebend for 2 and draw a card.
Draw a card for free. You will have it for, right, blue-black cares about drawing 2 cards.
Exactly.
This is good all around.
Exactly, yes. I love it. That's, terrific card, actually. These kind of, like, bears that, like, have that bonus ability are such, like, peak Magic design for me, where it's, like, back in the day, this would have been a 2-mana 2/2 fucking flavor text, and then people would be like, oh, man, this is good Magic. I hate Universes Beyond. I'm like, oh, fuck, man, kill me. I hate this. No vanillas in my Magic game, please.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Let's move on to uncommons.
Yes.
My favorite. This card is so cool, and I love the flavor, and I love this episode, even though I know you hated this episode. Knowledge Seeker. It's the fox. Seeker. It's the fox that like goes and grabs something from the world, and then brings it back to the library.
Oh, I like the library episode. As a kid, that was my, like, I'm stuck here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So, 1 in a blue, Fox Spirit, Vigilant, 2/1. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. When this creature dies, create a clue token.
Yeah, these draw a second card abilities are going to be pretty easy to trigger, too, it feels like. A lot of the cards seem to be lending themselves to it.
Well, and it's Vigilant, and it gives you a card practically when it dies.
Yes. Threats that they don't want to kill too are kind of like funny too.
Yeah.
And then what's the next one you have down there?
North Pole Patrol.
North Pole Patrol.
Which kind of sounds like Paw Patrol to me, which makes me hate it a little bit. 2 and a blue. Human soldier ally, 2/3. You can tap it to untap another target permanent you control. You can also waterbend 3 and tap this creature, tap target creature and opponent controls. I just think in the late game, you're going to use this as like nope, tap down. Oh, tap down.
Yes. Well, any guy that's like an infinite tapper, in my opinion, is usually really, really good in limited. I feel like people underestimate how powerful just straight up like what's the original artifact that does that? Or like 4-mana artifact that's like always taps a guy down for like 1 mana.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, why is this card like $5? I'm like, dude, it forever taps a guy down. Like, I don't know what else you want.
Well, I also think
it's almost better sometimes that it doesn't die because now they don't get any extra weird quirks.
Well, I also think too that like if you're playing this in blue-green and you've earthbend something, then you can untap the land to then hold up another spell. Like,
also true.
Yeah, I think that's also going to be really good.
So your first black common you got here is Swamp Snare Trap. Black and 2 generic for a 3-mana enchantment aura. This spell costs 1 less to cast if it targets a creature with flying. That's pretty cool, actually. 2 mana on a flyer. Enchant creature gets -5, -3. Oh, interesting. They really wanted this to not kill Appa, I believe.
They really wanted it to not kill.
They really wanted this to not kill Appa. Otherwise, I was gonna say, honestly, -5 would have made sense, but I can understand for flavor reasons why it's 5/3. I mean, this still kills most of the flyers. It looks like in the set.
It will kill most things,
but it definitely doesn't kill Appa, and the artwork is Appa getting captured, so like it makes a ton of sense. I mean, this is actually like really good removal for what it's just like no problems.
No, it's really good removal, and the thing is too, is that I mean, this is for like beyond here, but like if you care about having types in the graveyard, it's an enchantment.
Yes.
So like. Right, and there are cards that care about you having non-creature spells in the graveyard.
Right.
So, like, that matters too.
It's a shame that you can't waterbend with enchantment auras.
Yeah, that would be busted.
That'd be kind of cool.
It'd be cool, but it would be broken. So, what's funny is that actually in both black and in red, I found a lot of the creatures to be, like, bad. The only one I didn't, only because of, like, our new thing about... flickering cards.
Yes.
Corrupt Court Official.
Right.
1 in a black. It's basically Virus Beetle.
Oh, sure.
But like for you to be able to airbend that and then keep Virus Beetling is like really, really cool.
And Virus Beetle is make your opponent discard, for those that don't know.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool. The next one you have is uncommon Azula on the Hunt. I think I already brought this one up earlier. All the Azulas are really cool.
Didn't we have another common flag? Oh, I already said that.
You got it.
Yeah.
Heartless Act got reprinted. Oh, that's so cool.
And it's all this, and it's all the Sandstorm people holding down Appa.
Hell yeah. Okay, so that is a Heartless Act. What the fuck? True. Okay, Azula on the Hunt. First of all, if you're an Azula fan, because she's a go-to character in terms of like people that are easy to dislike. I mean, like...
Oh, yeah. I genuinely hate her, but, like, she's so...
The fact that she's making you feel is, to me, why she's considered a good character. Like, there are some characters in other animes I wish I could talk with you about, actually, that, like, really make you feel shit, and you're just like, I fucking hate this guy, and it's like, damn, that writer really did his job, you know? And I feel like Azula is on that level of, like... Dude, like, what a fucked up person, you know? Like,
yeah.
God damn.
You know, and that reminds me of,
She's so, like... She's, like, basically like Joffrey. And I think the only reason people are soft on her is because she's a girl. Like, straight up. Because she's just straight up Joffrey from Game of Thrones.
I didn't watch Game of Thrones.
Oh, dude. We have to watch that sometime. But Game of Thrones, like, this kid is, like, the worst. Like, he's just a motherfucker. But, like he's literally such a terrible character. The actor played him very terrifically. When that character finally left the show, the writer of the books literally messaged him and was like, "Congrats, everyone hates you now." And he still hasn't gotten like roles since. Like he's had to step away from acting like on some fucking Macaulay Culkin shit. Because like people are like, "I fucking hate you." Like how good Like his face like triggers that visceral reaction to them in real life.
Well, that's funny you say that because a similar, in like a positive way effect, is like people love Jim and Pam so much
Yeah.
that like when they talk about their own spouses, like
Yes.
people are like,
Huh?
"What do you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like it should be Jenna Fisher."
Yes,
and they're
yes.
like, "No,
Seeing him in A Quiet Place,
We
like-
just played other
Right.
characters. We have our own marriages."
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, because like, isn't he married to the one chick he made The Quiet Place with?
I forget what.
I'm pretty sure that's his wife, Emily. Blunt.
Yes, Emily Blunt, yes.
Yeah. He made the movie with her, where they can't talk or whatever. I was like, this makes way more sense now. But yeah, I agree. It's
So-
kind of weird.
The Azula line,
Oh, yeah.
the Azula line that specifically comes to my head is when they're on the beach episode and they're on their forced vacation, and Azula goes, "Yeah, the only thing that was tough for me in my childhood was my mother thought I was a monster. She was right, but still hurt."
Yeah.
And I was like, the fact that she's like, but she was right though.
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
terrible. I was like,
Yes, dude. She gets like a better arc when the show ends, which is so unfortunate. But like, show ends and then they stop, right? Like, but the manga keeps going, and like, stuff I like the most is like the political stuff. Like, you obviously know the bad guys are gonna lose in the end, right? But what's the after effect?
yeah, I was like, please don't spoil anything for the last 5 episodes.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna say anything. But like, the after story to me, I find way more interesting because like for example, Star Wars. Have you seen them? The prequels get a lot of shit for like people are like, oh, the prequels suck. The prequels are my fucking favorite, and the thing I like the most is all the politics, all the yapping. Like.
No, I think that the Star Wars prequels are goated. The problem that I have with the Star Wars prequels is that I think the cinematography is kind of shot like dog. Like I
sure.
think they are really good, but like I just think the camera work and how they shot it was like, this
Well, the
is
story
kinda
definitely
rough, buddy.
they kind of like botched it quite a bit, and like the acting definitely could have used some work in some spots. But yes, I mean at the end of the day, it felt like they were making kids movies, and they were making kids movies realistically.
Right.
But yes, I completely agree. I'm like, damn, bro, like no kids are watching this shit, right? Like it's us, right? Like, well, I mean, I was a kid at the time,
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. People are like, oh, only the OG Star Warses were good. I'm like, I've seen them, bro. Like,
They're
I
not that
still
great.
like the prequels way more.
They're not that great.
They're good. I just felt like they were rushed. It felt like watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like, oh, and now we're in the North Pole.
Well, that's one of the things that that the Star Wars like fans just don't like to admit is that Star Wars was made to be one movie, and then it was popular, so they kept going. So the plot holes are because it was rushed.
Yes, yeah,
That's just what it is.
Right.
Like
Which is a
only-
lot of stuff, honestly.
the only reason I don't have grace for that for the last trilogy is like we know better already now. We have the technology for writing.
Yes.
And they just were like,
Dude, AI could have wrote a better
true.
like, just straight up, it was so bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Sorry.
Azula on the hunt. Sorry
Yes.
for the yap. 4 mana, legendary human noble. Black and 3 generic. So, firebending 2. So when she attacks, you get 2 red mana. Whenever Azula attacks, you lose 1 life and you create a clue. Baseline, 4/3 for 4. Dies to the net, but she's at minimum drawing you a card on attack. It's basically how this reads. When I attack, you draw a card. So like even if she only draws you 1 card because she's turning sideways and she's got 3 toughness, so you could block her with a 3/3. Any Earthbender probably kills her. Just the fact that it replaces itself is huge, but you're not restricted to Firebend. Only use the mana on the clue. Like you could use it on anything else. You could use it on like, excuse me, they double block, and you're like, cool, kill one of the guys. I win now. So yeah, I agree. This card is pretty cracked. And then Heartless Act is the other one Frank brought up, which is a reprint. Let me see if I remember. Destroy a creature with no counters on it, or remove 3 counters from a permanent.
Target creature.
Damn it, it's gotta be a creature?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Any type of
that
counters.
still works with Earthbending.
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
It's a creature with counters.
Yeah, you're removing the counters on a land, or killing you can't kill the man lands with it, which is kind of cool. Or any of like there's creatures that are getting counters in the set, so
Yes.
that's gonna matter. But
Yeah,
Heartless
I
Act
mean-
specifically is a terrific removal spell. Otherwise,
Yeah, Connors is in black green, by the way. So.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay.
Red.
Yep.
First is common, back again, lightning strike. Deals 3 damage to any target. We know what that does. Instant speed.
Yeah.
The other one, I think.
Lightning Strike Beam is a great card, by the way.
I think this one is sweet. A, because it's instant speed. B, because the artwork is phenomenal. And because it's got kicker. And again, wow, kicker's in the set too. Firebending lesson. Red mana, 1 red. Kicker for 4.
Yep.
Firebending lesson deals 2 damage to target creature. If the spell was kicked, it does 5 instead.
Yeah.
So, hit small things. Also, hits big things.
Also, kicking, if this is an instant, a lot easier to kick with firebending mana. I feel like people are sleeping on this. I haven't seen that much chatter about firebending online, unless I'm missing it.
No.
Solstice Revelations is the next one you have for uncommons.
Oh, so cool. This card's awesome.
Yeah, this card is awesome. Another firebending value town card, by the way. It's an instant, so we can already for firebend for it. 3 mana, red and 2. Exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost if its spell's mana value is less than the number of mountains you control. If you cast the card that way, put it into your hand. See, this is the kind of card I'm talking about. Like Zhao and this guy are simping together because I want to play like literally mono red Blood Moon so bad. I want to firebend Blood Moon. This is the card that supports that. Because obviously you want to have a lot of mountains specifically. Shocklands kind of support that if you want to splash a color, but you know you're going to turn them into mountains with your Zhao. Hopefully, if you're doing what I want. This card also has flashback for 7. Another thing easily supported by the firebending, because flashback is spell speed. Do the same thing. There's no bonus for flashing it back, unfortunately, but obviously I think it's expensive because of firebending. If this was like flashback 5, I think this spell would actually be kind of cracked in terms of like standard play and whatnot.
Well, I also think that it's sweet is that like usually these red cards have like some kind of downside of like you can cast it for the number of mountains you have, or it just stays in exile.
Right.
But this says you put it into your hand.
Yeah, if you don't put it into your hand. Yeah. I forgot to mention that. That is actually really good, really important, yes.
Yeah. So there's no downside to like doing this. It's
well,
like
also
I'm
like if you
either,
hit a card you don't want to cast, you don't have to cast it.
Yeah, you're like I either can get something for free or I can put it into my hand.
Right.
Having both is awesome.
Agreed, 100%. And yeah, because like you might hit like a cyber card that's like, oh, destroy an artifact. Oh, there isn't an artifact. Why would I? Well, at least I drew a card. Yeah, 100%. This is a really cool card, actually. I'm getting so excited for firebending. Like, maybe it's because it's cold outside now.
I'm so excited to just play Avatar. I really am. Like, people are like, Riftbound. I love Riftbound. I will continue to play, but we've got a lot of time before new stuff.
As far as the story is concerned, even before Final Fantasy came out, I would have people like, I'm waiting for Avatar. Like, since like the beginning of the year. I can't wait for Avatar. What's the last set? Get hyped for anything else? No, Avatar.
Well,
so when it got down to just Spider-Man was left, I was like, man, Spider-Man, sorry, bro. Like, nobody cares.
Yeah, and the thing that's amazing, too, is that, like, this is the first time with, like, I know a little bit about Lord of the Rings. Not a ton. I don't know Final Fantasy at all.
Sure.
I know all the artwork on the cards.
Yeah.
I have watched the whole story now.
Also, our age group specifically grew up. This was a kids show for us.
Yeah.
So this is our specific age group. I know more than people that are our age play Magic.
Yeah.
But if you're younger than us, you'd appreciate Avatar. If you're older than us, I still think you'd appreciate Avatar. You might have even seen it because you were in high school or maybe you were in college when it came out. But yeah, the show itself, specifically because it was on Nickelodeon, I felt like it was catered for children. But as I got older, it's definitely one of those shows that holds up.
It's got way more depth.
It's got way more depth, which is a lot of anime are like that. You're like, oh, this is cartoons. This is for kids. Well, South Park's not for kids, so like it's not always about the animation style.
Next one, Zuko, Exiled Prince. 3 under red, legendary creature, human, noble. Firebending 3. You can pay 3 mana to exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn, and he's a 4/3.
Yep.
So again, firebending that like feeds into itself to like give you extra cards. This is a card that like if I top deck this, and while I have no gas, I feel like we're back, baby.
Yes.
So love that.
The next one, we're getting into some green cards. We've got Wall Top Sentries. Man, these artworks are actually insane. Okay, I can appreciate why people were upset with the bonus sheet after seeing how good all these arts are.
Well, okay, this also like okay, also to bash on like that a bit too is like this screen capture is better than what they had for Final Fantasy, but like Final Fantasy zooming in on like the super old pixelations of the old game looks like dog.
Yeah.
It just looks terrible.
Yeah.
Just retouched it at least.
Well, right, they could have retouched it. They could have expanded it a little bit. Yes. Well, yeah.
They're
If they
monsters.
did, they would have done it with AI, and then everybody got more mad.
True.
Um,
I would have.
So Wall Top Sentries, 3 mana, 2 generic and a green for a human soldier ally. Reach and Death Touch with a 2/3 body. When this creature dies, if there's a lesson card in your graveyard, you gain 2 life. Oh, that's actually really cute. Reach Death Touch, that's all you had to say. The fact that it has a reasonable body, kind of great, because it can actually survive some battles. Reach and Death Touch are definitely 2 keywords that, of all the keyword combos you can have, Reach and Death Touch, honestly, that's a good pairing for sure. This guy's going to get the job done protecting your life. And the fact that it gains you some on the way out, pretty reasonable. And it's a common, so like you're going to see more than one of this guy.
Yeah.
Can't complain with that. And it's an ally, so like a lot of ally synergy. If you put counters on it, well, we'll see how strong this guy gets, you know? If you accidentally give him trample, well, now you have to touch trample, and now we're talking. Okay, you got the next one?
Yeah, Rebellious Captives. 1 and a green. Human peasant ally with an exhaust. It's a 2/2 with an exhaust ability for 6. Put 2 counters on this creature, then Earthbend 2. I just think this is awesome, especially if you're using 5 mana to put into this.
Yeah.
You are making your 2/2 a 4/4, and you are now also making a 2/2.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the amount of power you're getting for that much mana and being efficient, kind of reasonable.
Or if you already have an earthbended creature and now you're buffing that earthbended creature, like if you have a 2/2 earthbended already,
you might just have 2 4/4s now.
yeah, or you are just adding another dude to the lineup. So
Yes.
it's like, this is crazy.
I really like earthbending, especially because like if you're earthbending on a card that you really want to like that has like keyword, like the lands that have keywords on them. If you earthbend on it, it's gonna feel so bad normally that you just lose your guy right away. You're like, oh, I should have earthbended a basic. He had a kill spell. It doesn't matter. You're gonna get it back. Like it's so good.
So good.
Okay, uncommon. We got Allies at Last. Green and 2 generic for 3-drop instant. Affinity for allies. So this costs 1 less for each ally you control. You can make this a 1-drop if you want. On rate, it's already pretty reasonable actually. So the fact that you can make this cheaper, up to 2 target creatures you control. Each deal damage equal to their power to target creature an opponent controls. We've already kind of seen this card come up a couple times. So the fact that it could be like a 1-drop.
It will be. In Green-White Allies,
Oh,
this
yeah.
card's dumb as hell.
Yeah.
You're like, cool. I play another ally, and now 1 mana double punch something.
Yes. Yeah, 1 mana, kill anything guaranteed effectively in green.
Well, and I
Very
think
powerful.
that if you are doing the 5-color allies thing, like the 5-color thing, you probably will have lots of allies, so this is also just good in that deck too.
Right. And like, God forbid you have like a firebender that's not an ally. It might still work.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one, you got it. Looks like Earth Kingdom General.
Yes, Earth Kingdom General. This guy is so cool. 3 and a green. When this creature enters, Earthbend 2, and it's a 2/2 for 4. Whenever you put 1 or more counters on a creature, you may gain that much life. Do this once each turn.
Yeah.
So if you keep Earthbending, stronger dudes.
Yeah.
Or like, cool, gain life, run away, gain life, run away. I just think that that's crazy.
For sure. I agree.
Especially because there's not a lot of stuff that puts counters just on creatures, but there is a lot of earthbending.
Yes.
So like that is tons of counters for that.
Yeah, I wonder. Oh man, there's got to be some kind of payoff. Like, like there's got to be some synergies for sure. Honestly, the funny part is that Agathos has reasonable synergy with Earthbending in terms of like all the land creatures are gaining these abilities immediately. So if there's an Agathos Soul Cauldron deck somehow still, which is very possible, I haven't done a deep dive to know if there would be a card that could easily break it. Because I think the last deck that played Agathos in Standard was like a Brothers War deck with all like the Simic artifact stuff.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
and like Surge Note or whatever it's called and whatnot. And that was like honestly a pretty fair deck for all things considered. A lot of high mana costs. I'm curious if there's another way to abuse, because like you're stealing activated abilities. So now that we're thinking about that, Agatha's stealing activated abilities. It might be time for like that to work, and you can like firebending if you need the extra mana. Who knows? Okay, so that's all the cards that you had for like what to look out for limited. Did you want to talk about anything else before we wrap up?
The only thing that I wanted to say was we didn't get to talk about the multicolored cards. I usually put it on. I didn't this time. But I think that there are some multicolored cards that are pretty cool. First, the Earth Rumble Wrestlers, which I love. The Earth Wrestlers, I think they're so funny.
Yeah.
3 and a red or green. These are split costs, so you can put like the platypus bear is blue or green.
Yes.
Yeah, which I think is also lending itself to mixing across multiple colors.
Right.
It's a human warrior performer with a 3/4 with reach. This creature gets +1/0 and has trample as long as you control a land creature or a land entered onto the battlefield under your control this turn.
Yeah.
So, if you play a land, this guy's a 3/4 with reach and trample.
Yes.
If you have an earthbender, he's 3/4 with reach and trample.
Right.
Like, that's going to happen a lot. Another one that I think is awesome and awesome for flavor. Sun Warriors. I really want, after I saw the Sun Warriors episode,
sure.
I saw it's 2 red and white.
Yes.
And it's a human warrior, but also an ally.
Oh, sure.
Firebending allies. Firebending X, where X is the number of creatures you control. And you can pay 5 and create a 1/1 white ally creature token, and it's a 3/5.
I'm looking at these mythics and I'm like freaking out.
Yeah.
These are so cool.
The mythics are crazy.
Well, dude, I feel like you could just straight up build like a mono red deck. So thank God they banned Screaming Nemesis. Like, I want to play Selzen's Comment so bad and just go crazy.
Oh, I want to go crazy. I want to go crazy with. I'm actually now thinking, as I keep talking, that Aang Swiftsaver might be a real. Like, maybe we play control. Maybe.
I still think my favorite card, and I think one of the more powerful cards, is Badger Mole Club.
That card's dumb.
I just saw that it was a mythic. I thought it was a rare. It makes way more sense that it's a mythic. They also see the power level. I was telling Gabe today when we were talking about Agatha Soul Cauldron, I was like, I knew that card was going to be good because they usually design with intention. And when they design, they think a card's going to be good. It's actually better because they don't know how good the card is. Usually we break it, right? Like, it gets to the community, and we're like, oh, dude, you could do this and this. And then the design team is like, oh, man, Veldart Guardian and Saheeli, right? Oh, shit, yeah, that is Splinter Twin, ain't it? You know what I mean? Like, and so, like, whenever they design some of these cards, like, we think you're going to do this. And then what actually happens is something way more horrific.
Yeah, wrong.
But I keep looking at this cub, and one, the artwork is amazing, but two, it's like, Earthbend 1, 2/2, whatever. Tapping creatures for mana, add an additional green. Like, it's doing so much. Even without the cheatiness of the earthbending with like Wasteland and whatever, like, it's like any creature you add mana with is going to do this. So like, if you wanted to like go green ramp, we still have Llanowar Elves in the format, I'm pretty sure, right? Isn't it in Foundations?
Yes.
Yeah, so like, I was asking, oh, did it rotate? I was like, I don't remember. Yeah, like this is like basically Keenan. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like people are sleeping on this. The lands you control, the land that you earthbound with, it has haste, so if you get them late, it still works. You're just like, Llanowar Elf into Badger Mole. I feel like that, like, the sky is the limit.
Yeah.
And then cards like Fated Firepower, like where it's red X, we're like, what are we gonna do with all this extra mana when we're firebending? Like, boom, flash enchantment. When it enters, X fire counters on it. If a source you control would deal damage to an opponent or permanent, it deals that much damage plus additional damage equal to the number of fire counters on this enchantment instead. So now, like, your shock is whatever you want it to be. like if you can firebend with Sozin's Comment for like 20 mana, you're like, okay, this guy for whatever, like 15. You know what I mean? And then shock. Like, yeah. Cool, you're dead. Yeah, Standard is going to have a field day with some of these cards. And honestly, like we talked about last episode, cards like Wan Shi Tong, the Librarian, Flying Flash Vigilance. 1/1 for blue X. And then you enter with X counters, draw X, then draw half X cards, run it down. So just the fact that you can do that with the card is pretty cool. But when an opponent searches your library, you get a 1/1 counter and you draw a card. Well, you didn't have to give it a broken ability. Like it already was pretty solid. Like this card makes Hydrocrasis look like crap. And like Hydrocrasis was so good. Like it's like a $25 card.
Right.
It was actually played in the Legacy deck. It gets played in Food Chain. It was like, oh, we're gonna make infinite mana. You know how Food Chain works? Food Chain is like one of those old broken enchantments, but it basically says exile a creature, and then you get X plus 1 mana equal to the mana value. So you break that by playing, you could do like Squee, but what you actually break it with is there's a colorless one. There's like a 3 mana Eldrazi that you can cast from exile.
Oh, yes.
So Food Chain basically goes, oh, I have this. I'm going infinite. And they would struggle to get through their deck sometimes. But then Hydra Crisis came out, and they're like, oh, I'm going to draw my deck, and then I'm going to win. Cool. And, like, this is just kind of, like, better.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or, like, United Battlefront. Have you seen this one? White X, soldier, create X 1/1 allies, and then they all get 1/1 counters. Or no, each creature you control gets 1/1 counters. Like, it's pretty good. Not to mention the flash, all the flyers. Appa has flash, so airbending with him is actually insane. But Momo reduces the cost of the first flyer you cast every turn. So like, it doesn't. Does it count as casting when you're doing this 2 mana thing? Oh, it does. You may pay 2 rather than cast. Yeah, it's an alternate cost. So in theory, it would get cost reduced, I believe, if that works correctly. I'd have to ask the judge, or I'd have to read the notes on the set.
Yeah, because that would be really cool.
Yeah, paying 1 mana for like a platter, that's kind of crazy. But like Appa himself, 2 generic, 2 white, flash flying, 3/4. When Appa enters airbend any number of target ally permanents you control, and then whenever you cast a spell from exile, create a 1/1 ally. Like, I can't stress enough how crazy this card is. I literally looked at this and I was like, bye, Beza. Fucking, like, see you later.
Yeah.
It's pretty powerful. And that's any spell you cast from exile. So, like, if you're doing the red stuff where you're, like, exiling at the top, that works.
Right.
So I feel like some of these cards are way cool.
Well, I also think that there are some uncommons that like could be sideboard cards.
Oh yeah,
like
absolutely.
There's 2 in red specifically that I see that I think are sweet. One of them is Price of Freedom.
Yes.
It's 1 in a red, destroy target artifact or land an opponent controls.
Yes.
Its controller may search your library for a basic, tapped, then shuffle.
Right.
You draw a card.
Yes.
So it's 1 any land.
Yes.
It's not non-basic.
Right.
Which, especially for decks like Modern that are only playing like 2 to 3 basics,
right.
like that's big game.
Absolutely.
And 2, I've not really seen land destruction where you also get to draw a card off of doing it.
There is, but yes, yeah, not on this level, right?
What for
like,
for 2 mana?
For 2 mana, right? Exactly. Well, Cleansing Wildfire, I think, does that kind of.
I think
it's Geomancer's Gambit. I think it's Geomancer's Gambit.
I thought Cleansing Wildfire did draw a card. No,
maybe it
doesn't.
Maybe I'm sure. I think it's Geomancer's Gambit.
I never played a card like that.
But there was like back in the day, we played Moonvolley Acid Moss, and it was like 4 mana Stone Rain, but I got to Rampant Growth. like what is that? That used to be good. Modern playable back in the day.
Another one is Iroh's Demonstration. It's 1 in a red. It deals 1 damage to just your opponent's stuff.
Yes.
Or you can deal 4 to something at
right.
sorcery speed.
So good.
So I think that when you do, it's not as good.
It's great for the ally spreading. You're like, stop it. No more going wide.
Yeah. Or if you can't do, if you're not if you have the card and they're like, oh, they're not actually going wide, I still have a 4 damage to something, which I think is big at 2 mana.
Absolutely. That's like right around the power level for standard. Another one I really like. This is the artwork I was telling you about. My Scornful Striker. Scornful Striker.
This card is so cool.
Okay, I thought this was actually them fighting at the Earth Kingdom, but this is not. This is her somewhere else. 2 mana, 1 black, 1 generic. This card art is so beautiful.
It's so
legendary creature, human, noble ally. Oh, there are black allies, obviously. The friends.
Yeah, they're just not a lot.
First Strike 2/2, which is already kind of crazy. She is a legendary though. I feel like this is like a cyber card though, unless you're doing something specific with your black deck. Like you said, a lot of the black cards are support cards. This one is speaking of Vivi getting banned. Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, they lose 2 life. They were like, aha! Now we got him.
Now we got him.
And then like the flavor text, obviously you miscalculated. I love Zuko more than I fear you. So good.
I know it's coming. La, la, la. I don't want to hear it. I don't know if this actually might even be play unlimited. Ozai's Cruelty, 2 and a black. Ozai's Cruelty does 2 damage to a player. That player discards 2 cards. So it's a 3 mana discard 2, but it also does damage to an opponent, which I think is cool. It's probably not constructive playable, but I think it's sweet for. I think it's
say it again.
Ozai's Cruelty. It's 2 and a black sorcery. Ozai's Cruelty does 2 damage to target player. That player discards 2 cards.
And it's 2 mana or 3 mana.
It's not constructive playable, but
it could be. It just depends. It depends on what you're doing with that and why, and it's more contextual for sure. It's definitely more contextual, but yeah, it's close. I mean, like of all the mind rot effects, damage is kind of big. Actually, I really like this card. I know that we don't talk about the rares and the mythics, but honestly, the way sealed works now with the play boosters, a lot of these cards are going to come up. This card is like kind of crazy. Raven Eagle, black and 2 generic.
Yeah.
3 mana flying bird assassin, which is kind of funny because like every time an assassin comes out, I'm always like, wait, does this work with all the other assassin bullshit? Flying 2/3. So like honestly, for limited, this is a really good body. Like flying 2/3/3, like pretty good. Everything else it does though is kind of cracked. Whenever this creature enters or it attacks, so like you're getting double value here. Exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard, either graveyard. If a creature card is exiled, you create a clue. So like this is like honestly like there are a lot of cards that make you gain value from like, oh, I exile a creature instead of X, Y, and Z, like Scavenging Ooze. But the fact that you're getting clues off of this is kind of cracked. One, it can support your waterbending if you want to go super crazy. But whenever you draw your second card each turn, each opponent loses life and you gain a life. So with the amount of clues you're going to be making in a deck like this is the kind of card that I could see myself building around if I'm making enough clues or if my deck wants to do what this guy is doing. You can literally do this every turn. Like my turn, draw. Your turn. Do I have 2 clues to work with? Let's see what I can do. But yeah, whenever you draw your second card each turn, so like if you have ways to draw multiple cards, or like. Not Brainstorm is a bad example, but like cards like Brainstorm, where you're like, oh, I'm going to draw this many cards on your turn. This is kind of a crazy creature. Not to mention he's going to be hard to block. If you can make a lot of stuff, which that card does, I don't know if there are other cards in this set that make a lot of dudes. Well, I guess you could like Stand United, but that kind of wins on its own, or United Front rather. But I really want to see somebody play this Secret of the Bloodbending. So bad. It's like quadruple blue. The last time we saw that was Demilich, I think. Quadruple blue, sorcery lesson. As an additional cost to cast a spell, you may waterbend 10. And it says you control target opponent during their next combat phase. If the additional waterbending was paid, you control their next turn instead. So like stealing their combat phase is honestly solid. Honestly solid. It's basically what makes Emrakul good, because you're like, in standard at least, you were like, oh, you have to attack into me, I'm gonna wipe your board. But if you can steal their whole turn,
well, and there's no like they get a turn after,
right?
It's just like
yes,
I'm taking your turn.
I'm taking your
Look,
turn.
It's my turn, yeah.
Right. Yes, I want to see this card broken so bad. I want to see.
I think someone will at least like get it as a 1-of in a deck for sure.
Oh, for sure. I just want to see it in a standard deck. I want this to be horrific.
Another card that won't be horrific, but I do think is very good and is standard playable is Aang's Iceberg.
Yes.
This is 2 and a white, flash. When the enchantment enters, exile up to 1 other target non-land permanent until this enchantment leaves the battlefield. So it's a flash O-ring. Just 1 upgraded O-ring, then O-ring is now flashable.
Yeah, there was one that did that, Stasis Snare, I believe, in Battle for Zendikar. White, and 1, flash O-ring. But it was only for creatures.
Yeah, this is for...
So this is flash...
Target non-land permanent.
Oh, okay.
So flash O-ring...
And it's how much?
3.
Oh wow, not bad. So we're getting the land bindings for 3 now.
Yeah.
Damn.
And the kicker, you can waterbend 3, sack this enchantment if you do scry 2.
Oh wow.
So for me, I think about like control.
Yes.
If I flash this in to get a body,
Yeah.
to like help me live,
Yes.
and then late in the game,
I'm ready to field nuke.
right, I just sack it, let you have your
Yes.
dude back. I sculpt my next
Yep.
hand a little bit,
Yep.
and then whoop, wipe the board anyway,
Yeah.
and now I'm cooking ahead of you.
Yeah, and is it only opponent's creatures? I mean, because in theory, you could actually, if you have the mana, abuse your own stuff. It's like create your own blink.
It's anything.
Nice.
Exile
That's
for
pretty
one
cool.
other target online.
That's a really
permanent
high
until
utility card. That card is pretty powerful. Pretty powerful.
Yeah, because you can use it as a way to save your own stuff.
Yeah, but
and
the
then-
fact that it's not land permanent, I feel like that would get played in standard. Hard to say.
I flash it
Depends
in.
on how slow the
I
format
s-
gets.
I flash it in. I save my Aang.
Yeah.
I then break it. Stop one of your spells.
Yeah.
It's now cost 2 more later. Cooking. I'm cooking.
Yeah, there's just so much to be excited for with this set. Honestly, we could keep going, but I think we've gone on too long as it stands.
True.
So I think we're going to wrap it up here. Anything else you want to add before we...
No.
Well, then let's do some shout-outs. Shout-outs, as always, to our Patreons. You guys are the best. We appreciate you. You make the show a lot more enjoyable to do, and it helps us keep the lights on. Shout-outs to our viewers that are just with us for the ride, especially if you're new here. Please, if you don't mind, checking if you like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us a long way with the algorithm. Shout-outs to MTG Chicago. Check out his channel. Our buddy Sal, he's got a new channel, Riftbound Chicago, and I think he made a 3rd channel where he's going through like the history of artifacts. I forgot the name of it, but I have to pull it up. Hopefully, I can post it in our Discord if you join. But
That is so cool.
That is really cool. Yeah.
But I'm also like, man, where?
Yeah,
this
I don't
dude
know how Sal
He
does it.
already doesn't have time.
Sal literally is like negative time. I'm doing 3 channels. I'm like, oh, okay, man, good for you. Check out his stuff. Please show some support. MTG Chicago. And then shout outs to Nancy Steroids for the intro and outro music. Shout outs to Borsat for letting us record here. And get your Avatar product stuff. I got lots of singles going into the system. Honestly, this month I've been breaking my ass. So, like, please show some love. My balls are broken in half. Like, mods have twisted my nutsack in both directions. I'm talking full rotation. We're talking testicular torsion. But anyways, I feel like I always feel like I'm missing something.
You did Boris.
Boris,
Nancy
Nancy.
Steroids. Sal.
Yep. Patrons, viewers.
Viewers.
Is that it? Okay, I always felt like it was more. Well, anyways, thank you so much for watching. If I missed you, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, yeah. If today's your birthday, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Frank. We had a good time this past weekend. I actually played Magic.
Yeah, that was nice. It was really fun.
Yeah.
And catch us next time for probably talking about what's finally happening now that we've had a few weeks with Standard and Avatar together.
Yep.
BANS and Avatar. It's going to be a good time. It's a good kind of time to play card games.
Yeah. Catch you next time. Peace.